Hello and welcome to the Misfits DAZN X Series 18 Open Workout live here in Newcastle. Now, we just had a fantastic week here in Dublin, Ireland. What an event that was. And now we've got an exciting week ahead of us with ELLE BROOKE headlining. Now, what an event that was. What a fight week we got ahead of us. I cannot wait. And we're going to see some of the guys in action. And we're going to bring some of your favorite guests on to talk about what is going on today.
Last second prayer for Batista.
Well, let's kick things off with Daily Perales. Kels, how are we doing today here at the Open Workout?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Very good. Ready to go.
So we've got Big Tones now in the ring. What do you make of this upcoming fight? He has a bit of experience. He actually fought Ashley Raksu a couple years ago. Is that the analysis so far, Daly?
No, you know what I mean? Every fighter you got to respect when you go in the ring, no matter who they are. It doesn't matter even if they're inexperienced, man. You know, it takes a lot of guts to get in the ring. And not everyone can do it, you know what I mean? So, yeah, you just make sure you're prepared physically and mentally for anyone you come across.
Now, Kels, this is your debut on Misfits Boxing. How have you been preparing for this fight?
Do you know, I've just been staying ready, you know, putting in the hard work, grinding, doing the conditioning work, doing the pad work, and just staying focused, living the life, do you know what I mean? Learning the art of boxing.
What's been the hardest test so far in this camp? Obviously now with Daily Perales, one of the best coaches in the scene.
I don't know, what would you say was the hardest test? I think we've been good.
I think just about, you know, getting down, like that I done with Kenny and stuff, it's about getting down the fundamentals and him understanding about the sport of boxing, do you know what I mean? And you go from there, you progress from there. After this fight, it's all about learning and improving every time, every camp, every training session.
Yeah, it's true. Not doing too much, focusing on the basics, doing the little things well.
So Daly, right now we're seeing him in the ring. What are your first thoughts seeing him in action?
Yeah, he looks all right. Shapes up all right, but it's hard to. I've never seen him actually fight live or anything like that. So it's just, you know, everyone can look good there, right? Through my experience, everyone can look good, shape up well, and then when the bell goes and they get hit, and then it all goes out the window. So that's what I'm helping Kels to do, is when he goes in there, when he lands the first clean shot, and then Tobes changes, the whole thought process changes in his mind.
Kels, what are you seeing right now? What's impressing you? What do you think is lackluster in there?
I think, you know what, it's always good to be punching in and looking like you know the business, but there's an old saying, you know, punch him in the mouth to keep him honest. So, as Daly said, once that happens, we'll see if he's still moving like that.
Daly, what surprised you most in camp with Kels? Obviously a new fighter, a fresh beginning.
The power, the Nigerian power.
The Nigerian power,
Yeah.
That's carrying through your camp, I'm seeing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it must be a thing, man, because, you know, me and Kenny are Nigerian. We've got Nigerian blood. He's Nigerian. Yeah, the power there, I've seen. If he hits someone, you know what I mean? And that's only going to improve once he learns the sport as well.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
What sort of sparring partners have you been giving Kels? Obviously fresh, new.
Well, the last spar, I'll just go on the last spar. The last spar, he had a pro fighter that had 8 pro fights, you know, only lost 1. So...
How did he get on with that?
Yeah. He done.
Impressive.
Yeah,
Calm.
that's good. Yeah,
Very good.
Yeah, that's good.
And that's what you need, because that teaches him things, you know.
You say about getting punched in the face and how you react to that. When you got hit in the face for the first time, what was your reaction? Did you cower away, or was that the time where you went, I like this, I need to keep coming forwards?
Yeah, go on then, let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah, 100%. I think I played American football, played rugby, So like if you look at my face here, I fractured my cheekbone by getting kneed in the face.
I can see the scars.
Yeah, I've got titanium here, so like aggressiveness, that's what we do.
You got that Wolverine power now. The titanium behind.
But you know, something like this, they're not going to show everything, you know? And that's the whole point of media workouts. It's just give just enough for the viewers, but not show too much to your opponents, because you know we're here watching. So it's hard to, you know.
Media workout means nothing. Look at Deontay Wilder. You saw that media workout that went viral, right?
Absolutely. Well, we sort of replicated it in that last fight he did.
Well, exactly. So you see how that fight went. Do you know what I mean? So it's cool, man. We just stay ready, one person at a time, and just keep moving.
Kels, what prompted you to get into the ring? What was the first phone call or something to go, oh, it's my time to now go into Misfits boxing?
Do you know what? I'll tell you the story about it. So in January, I knew I wanted to go into Misfits. I played American football. And then I came off and I wanted a new challenge. I looked at the screen and I was like, I want to be in Misfits. I remember messaging Misfits on Instagram and be like, hey, I'm Kels, I want to go on the show. No reply. But I said to myself, I'm going to start training and keep training. April, they go back to me and say, look, don't worry, you're on the radar. Mam's hit me up in August. It's just about staying ready, and I think that's just the athlete mindset. Do you know what I mean?
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Appreciate it.
Enjoy seeing you in the ring, yeah? Thank you so much, Daly.
No problem.
Good to see you. Thank you. Well, that is the kickoffs. Kels, I mean, for me, he's impressing me right now. He's got the right mental attitude going into this fight. And if you're training with anyone, Daly Perales is the guy to have in your corner. But now we're bringing in Big Toes, the debutant. How are you doing, my friend?
Man? I'm good, man.
Very well,
yes.
Well, I just saw Daly Perales is obviously in Kels' corner.
Yeah.
When you saw that, what was your initial reaction?
No, I respect Daly. Big up Daly. But it doesn't really make a difference to me, man. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not fighting Daly, I'm fighting Kels. So I'm like, that's good. I'm glad you got a good coach. We're going to have a good fight, but it doesn't really faze me, man. Do you know what I'm saying?
I did my research on you. I saw you actually had a fight against Ashley Raxu,
yeah,
who's also on this card.
Yeah, big up Ash.
Talk to me about that first fight and what were the feelings, the emotions behind it?
Yeah, so that was my first ever fight. That's when I actually just started boxing. So for me, it was more like getting fit, cutting down a lot of weight. It was the first experience. So for me, it was like, oh, let's get this first experience out of the way. I thought Ashley was going to be better than he was. They gave him the win. I don't think he won. I thought it was a draw, if anything, but it was a good experience, and they prepared me for this.
So if you win this fight,
when I win this fight.
When you win this fight, very confident words.
Yeah.
If you were to win this fight,
yeah.
Do you then take on Ashley Raxu for your next fight?
I would love to. Please give me Ashley Raxu again. A rematch is only right, man. Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, we're just seeing him in the ring now, doing his warm-up. What do you make him as a physical athlete? Obviously, he does American football.
Yeah. As an athlete, he's top tier, man. I respect him as an athlete. He does like American football. He trains in the gym hard. So as an athlete, nothing but respect to him, man. He's an athletic guy. He's got a strong build, you know what I'm saying?
I'll tell you something. When he was standing next to me there, his height presence was quite something. How are you going to navigate your way around that?
I think with boxing, just use anything you can use to your advantage. So I know I'm going to use my advantage with a taller boxer. I know how to get inside. I know how to play about with him. I know how to work the ring. So I'm just going to do what I do best. You know, I'm trying to say the height is not a problem for me at all. I'm going to use it. Trust me.
What's been your toughest test in this training camp going into this fight?
My toughest... Do you know what? The camp has been quite cool, man. I've been perfecting my skills. I've been enjoying the process, been getting fitter, getting stronger, learning new things that I didn't know. So it's not really been tough, man. This has been enjoyable for me, man.
Now, we talk about Ashley Raxu. Now, he's fighting on this card against the Canadian adventurer Tristan Ham.
Yeah.
What do you make of that fight? Talk me through.
Do you know what? Big respects to Ashley. Tristan's a beast. So this is actually the fight that I'm looking forward to the most on the card, I'll be real, because Tristan's a beast, but Ashley's also got a lot of energy and a lot of explosiveness as well. So I feel like it's quite an even fight. So that's a fight that I'm really looking forward to, man. I'm not going to say who I think is going to have it, but it's a good fight.
If you're in Ashley's corner, how do you win that fight? What do you tell him to win that fight against Tristan Ham?
With Ashley, defo composure, defo look for Tristan's overhands and his explosiveness. Don't rush shots, stay alert, stay on point, because Tristan will just jump at you and just go beast mode. And if Ashley can keep composed and box, then I feel like he can get a win.
What did you make of Tristan's Ham's first performance against Le'Veon Bell? People were very surprised at how well he did. He actually rocked Le'Veon Bell, which, again, I was ringside there. I was screaming. What did you make of it?
No, that was the first time I ever saw Tristan Ham box, and I was like, this guy is going to be something. That's when I thought, okay, this guy's got potential, because the way he done, and Levon's is a taller guy and stuff, and the way he kind of came out and he did his thing, I was like, yeah, this guy's one to watch. You know what I'm saying?
Let's switch gears back to your boxing career. Obviously, you've got this big fight coming up. We said about Ashley Raxu. But where do you go from Ashley Raxu? What is your projection? What do you want to achieve at Misfits Boxing?
I'll be real. I'm going to get Kells out of the way, and then it's just anybody, man. You know, obviously, I want Tempo Arts. I've kind of mentioned that because he's like the top of the heavyweight division. So I want Tempo. I want the best guys. I want DTG because his name's been ringing bells. I rate DTG. He's an artist as well. But yeah, anyone really, man. You know, anyone that's willing to fight. I'm here for a good time. I'm here to fight. I'm here to show my stuff, man. Like, I don't even mind who, man. Bring me anyone, bro.
Well, let's look on the screen right now. We've got Kells in the ring there, doing pads with Daily Paradas. What are you making of that initial boxing stance?
Do you know what? Kells just started, I think, this year, innit? So he's definitely improved on how he started. I mean, it's all right, man. He's got a decent form, do you know what I'm trying to say? I always say, like, hitting pads, shadow boxing, all that stuff. It doesn't really mean nothing, do you know what I'm saying? I've seen the best guys hit pads much better than Kells, you know what I'm trying to say? And then get in the ring to fight or spar, and they can't really take a hit. So for me, it's like, I need to see you in the ring. When you get in the ring with me, that's when I'm going to give you my respect. If you can box me or outbox me or beat me, I'm going to shake your hand like a real man, do you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. What do you make of his power right now, though? I'm hearing those pads right now, and they sound like shotguns to me.
Yeah, the power's all right, man. It's nothing that I haven't seen before. I think I hit harder than him. It's not powerful.
You're confident?
Yeah, I hit harder than that, 100%. You know what I'm saying? It's not. He's a big guy, so he's supposed to get a bit of a sound in the pad. You know what I'm trying to say? But the power's nothing mad. The power's nothing mad.
How are you preparing for him? Someone that is a bit more amateur, that's going to be unorthodox going into Saturday night.
Yeah. For me, just stay on point, stay alert, use the ring. I'm a lot quicker on my feet. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Commit to my shots. I know his weaknesses already. I'm going to use it against him. Simple as that, man.
Absolutely. Now we've got Coach here.
We got Luke.
How you doing? Luke, good to see you again. Very well, thank you. Very well. Now we've obviously got Kells in the ring right now.
Yeah.
What are you making of what you're seeing right now?
Yeah, he's tidy. He's new to boxing. Obviously, Toby's got a bit of experience. Kel's got weight, so that's why we sort of took the fight. It's sort of a fair fight, evens out. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a good ding-dong, as they say.
Absolutely. Now, something interesting to me is you trained Ashley Raxu beforehand.
I did, yeah.
Now he's no longer with you.
Yeah.
And now you've got now you've got Big Tobes in your camp. What's that been like?
I guess if you keep winning, then the loser will come and join you, don't they?
Bro, behave yourself, bro.
No, honestly, he's a pleasure to work with. He works hard, he listens, and he's open to new things, which I think as a fighter and as a coach, that's what you need. I think there's too many fighters that go with new coaches to try and take old things on, don't work. So yeah, we're working well.
What do you think Ashley Raxu's doing in this new camp now? Obviously, he's switched. He's going to shoot fighters that have that unique style.
Yeah.
What do you think he's trying to achieve there?
I hope it's not the JJ style.
Why not? Why not the JJ style?
If it works, it works. Ashley is a very, very smart guy. So I can't see him trying to be overly aggressive. He's a good boxer. So I'm looking forward to watching him from outside of the ropes. That's one fight I'm looking forward to. And obviously, he's one of my close friends as well. So
if you were in his corner this time round, Big Toes, what advice would you give him? What advice would you give him against Tristan Ham?
Tristan's a very aggressive fighter, so Ashley's got to be fast on his feet. He's got to be quick on it. He's got to be quicker. He's got to be quick. He's got to be quick on his feet, get behind his jab, and work off that. And that's something he's really good at. So, but I know he's had a lot more sparring, probably better sparring opponents as well. So I'm looking forward to watching him.
Absolutely.
I'm really looking forward to watching him.
Well, thank you so much for your time.
No, man, take
Good
care.
to see
Thank
you,
you.
boys.
Respect,
Thank you very much.
Thank
Thank you so much. Thank you. That is a real way to kick off the night. What a night of boxing it's going to be. So make sure you're watching that exclusively on Kick. So now we've got a little preview of a little clip with ELLE BROOKE. Now they had a face-off the other day. Let's have a watch of what really went on behind the scenes.
Why do you beat your opponent? I beat my opponent because I think you're small. I think that's definitely a benefit. All my other people that I've been fighting are huge. And I think you're the only opposition I've had that's shorter than me. Are you 4'11", am I right?
No.
Oh.
I'm 5'2".
Well, I'm 5'1". We're at a Mexican standoff here.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe even I was up, but I think you're small, and that's why I'm going to beat you. I think you're going to be too powerful.
Okay.
Well, now we're joined here with Lil Cray Cray. How are we doing here in Newcastle?
Doing great, man. Excited to put on a great performance Saturday.
Absolutely.
Oh, my bad.
That's all right, that's all right. Now, you got a big fight coming up, the semi-finals. How does it feel to be back on the tournament?
it felt amazing. I can't believe it was so unexpected. It was like last minute. So I'm very excited to get back on here. And yeah, got a good opponent in front of me Saturday. And yeah, we're gonna put up a hell of a good fight.
Now, we talk about that good opponent who's just over there, Joey Knight. A lot of people say he's a favorite to win this tournament. He has shown skill level that we haven't seen yet in the Misfits boxing world. What do you make of Joey Knight?
You know, Joey's is a great fighter, but I feel like he haven't been tested yet. He haven't fought nobody at my level yet. So, like, a lot of people doubted me in this fight from my last fight, because like I took that like 4-day notice. So like y'all gonna see a whole different remove in this one, because I had like a whole month and a week this time. So no excuse. Y'all gonna see a whole different remove this one.
Let's talk about that fight with Ace Noosa. What was it like with 4 days notice? How did you prepare for that?
I didn't even got much time to prepare. I only got like 6 rounds sparring. I had to cut a lot of weight, but I make the weight like a pro. I had to cut like 18, 19 pounds, but I did it. And yeah, you know, Musa was a hell of an opponent. He's not no like, you know, walkover. He got amateur background. He been doing it for a minute too. So, you know, it was a great fight. For taking the fight for a 4-day notice, I give myself, you know, all right performance, but I could do way better.
Let me set the scenario for you. You win this fight against Joey Knight. You're in the finals again against a rival of yours, Yeti Gang. How do you take that fight on, Yeti Gang, once again?
With Yeti, bro, he's not really a puncher. I know what I'm working with. I make a little mistake with him the second fight. I correct myself now, but yeah, I'm coming back with a venture. But yeah, right now we got Joey in the way, so I ain't worried about Yeti right now.
You said you made a mistake. What mistake did you make in that first fight?
I let my ego get to me. I did not stick to my game plan. I went reckless without even boxing, thinking, you know.
So you got a big fight again. Let's repeat again with Joey Knight. How have you been preparing for this time round?
You know, Joey's a power hitter, but you know, I'm not gonna say much, but you know, I got something cooking up for him.
Absolutely. Now, how do you approach someone that switches so much, is so unorthodox?
I mean, I've been sparring with a lot of fighters like way heavier than like orthodox, wise, national champ, all that. So I ain't worried about you know.
Every time I see you in the ring, I see a lot of people struggle with you. They struggle with those power punches. What makes you such a unique fighter?
I could box and I can also hit at the same time, but they're sleeping on my power or not. But y'all gonna see Saturday.
We've spoken about it slightly on Misfits News, but we're here now at the live stream. Talk me through about your background in boxing. Talk to me about your journey to get here on Misfits Boxing.
Well, yeah, I got here on from YouTube, but I've been doing boxing for a minute. Like, I got 25 amateur fight. I come up from doing street boxing and stuff. That's mostly people know me for Lil Cray on YouTube, street boxing and stuff. And yeah.
What do you want to achieve with boxing then? So you're here at Misfits Boxing. You did normal boxing. What do you want to achieve being on here?
I'm trying to take over the lightweight division. I'm trying to take over the lightweight.
So if you win the finals, you take on Yeti Gang again, you're against Dean the Great. Now, Dean the Great just had a fantastic performance once again. What is your assessment on Dean the Great?
Dean is all right fighter, but he haven't really been tested either. The first tough fight he ever fought was with Lee, and he got dropped. But, you know, but I got respect for Dean. You know, I ain't gonna lie. He got knocked down, came back, you know, and win the fight. He got that dog in him. So, you know, I got enough respect for him. But, yeah, hopefully down the line, me and man Dean can run it.
Now, let's watch on the screen here. We've got Joey Knight on the pad. Talk to me through what you're seeing right now. He looks very light on his feet, from my opinion, and he looks very, very quick.
Yeah.
What do you make of his hands down? He's always hands down. He's playing around. What do you make of that?
He's pretty good. He know what he's doing there. You know, he's jabbing. He got a little pop to him, sticking and moving. You know, he's pretty good.
He has a lot of those combination punches. How do you avoid something like that?
Don't let him get off first. Don't wait, you know.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Hey,
I wish you best
bro.
of luck for your fight, I look forward to it. Now we're joined here with Benson Henderson,
How's it going,
an
man?
absolute legend in the game. It's good to have you on here.
Thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
No, thank you very much for being here. Now, obviously, I was expecting to see Chris Avila. That's what I had scheduled on my phone, and then I see he's not turned up. What do you make of his no-show?
This is the first time I'm hearing about it. It is what it is, man. It is what it is.
So obviously you're from an MMA background. How do you transition into boxing? How do you get into the ring and switch it up completely?
Punch them a lot more than they punch me. Pretty simple. Pretty simple. Don't let them punch you, and punch them.
So you're at the State Pro Tournament. I mean, we've never done anything like this. This is the first of its kind. If you're to win your fight, you then go into the finals on the same night. How do you prepare for something like that?
It's just about being in the right mental mind spot, I believe. Knowing that normally for me, after a fight, then there's a big cool down, relax, I won or I lost or whatever the case may be. I can mentally, decompress and all that stuff, but staying still somewhat geared in the right mind frame after I win the first one. Hey, gotta stay mentally prepared. You got one more to go. So not being able to just fully, truly relax, but knowing that, hey, I got one more to go before the job's done.
So another tournament going on right now is Joey Knight in the ring that will be facing Lil Cray Cray. Now you obviously have a lot of boxing knowledge, a lot of MMA knowledge. What's your assessment of what you're seeing right now?
Great movement. I was watching some of the other guys earlier. You can tell they maybe didn't have quite as much experience. Maybe they're just starting out, 5-0, something like that, but not quite as much experience. Just the way they move, slightly more mechanical. Watching something like this, he's a lot more fluid, a lot better movement. Not staying still in front of the guy, so I like what I'm seeing here with his just natural movement and not being so mechanical when he hits the mitts.
Well, let's switch things back to the pro tournament. I mean, the star of the night. We got Idris Virgo, and we got such a stacked tournament. What do you make of the other opponents on the card?
Man, I don't know much about them.
Have you not done your research?
I have not. No, I know I'm gonna go punch them a lot more than they punch me, and that's the job right there. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm really excited about it. I think that it's going to be a fun night. I'm going to make sure that it's a fun night. It's a fun night to watch also.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate
it.
Thank you. I look forward to seeing you in the ring.
Thank you, man.
The pro tournament, the stakes are so high. There is going to be a massive cash prize at the end of the night. And right now, we have Joey Knight in the ring. I'm really impressed from what I'm seeing. He is fast. He is quick. He has power. Lil Cray Cray's got a lot to deal with. This potentially could be his toughest fight to date. And now we're going to be joined by one of the Misfits icons, I'm going to call it. The red jumper, the red t-shirt, Fred Beck. How are we doing today?
Is this the right microphone?
That is the right microphone. How are we doing, Fred?
In the right place, sir? Wow, am I looking at you? Am I looking at the camera?
You're looking at what's going on in the ring right now, Fred.
Well, we got Joey Knight, and it's good to see him back in the ring. It's been a long time off for him, to be fair. He had 2 back-to-back fights when he fought in January, and then he also fought in February. He fought the National card, and he fought in Leeds, and now he's here in Newcastle. I'm excited. Joey's got good personality for sure, so yeah.
Absolutely.
Very, very keen to see him go.
Who are you most looking forward to interviewing this week? You interview absolutely everyone. And now we got here Joey Knight.
Look at this, Joey. I know.
Don't say it about me, though.
Don't we all, Joey? Who am I most looking forward to interviewing?
Apart from KSI, of course.
I don't know. KSI will be coming down for sure. I'll just interview everyone. Maybe get you and Ben again.
Get me and Ben.
That's very exciting.
Obviously,
got you
the
and Ben.
highest performer you're going to get on the channel.
Well, the Dublin card is very good. I think when anyone talks about the Dublin card, I feel a lot of people were kind of dissing the scene, the Misfits scene, and saying, oh, it's not going too good. But then the Dublin card came through and absolutely smashed it. And I feel like the hype is back. The hype died down for a little bit, but now it's back. So it's very, very good to see. And now on roll Newcastle. And I think this card, it's got a little bit of the influencer vibe. It's got a little bit of the pro vibe. I mean, you've got the Stake Pro Tournament, very exciting. All the fights happening in one night. My personal favourite of this card, aside from ELLE, is obviously Lewis Bowden versus Stokey. That's a classic YouTuber fight.
Classic.
I know, doing good numbers as well. There's a lot of hype for that. I don't think they're here yet.
Well, if they're doing good numbers, Fred's happy.
So they're putting the numbers in. But no, that's a very classic influencer fight. And a lot of the kind of Stokey's from the Twitter community, a huge Twitter following. He's probably the biggest footballer Twitter kind of personality in the UK. And you've also got Lewis Bowden, who's a massive kind of personality for the Newcastle FC club. And they got their podcast on the fellas, which pulls great numbers. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to that fight. It's one of the first fights of the night, but yes. I wouldn't surprise me if that fight gets moved up on the card, the amount of hype it's got. We've also got the UFC former world champion as well on this card, fighting Chris Avila, I believe.
Absolutely. Now, Chris Avila hasn't turned up. Hopefully we'll see
surprise,
him turn up on the fight night.
Yeah, he won't come until press conference. He'll probably be late for the press conference. Nate Diaz might be coming as well.
Nate Diaz might be coming. Is that an exclusive from Fred Beck?
He might be coming. Word on the street, as one might say, but yeah. I'm very looking forward to Saturday. A lot of 50-50 fights. A great night of fights for sure.
Thank you so much, Fred. I appreciate your
Sick.
time. I look
Perfect.
forward to seeing your interviews as always, man.
Thank you very much.
That was Fred Beck. It's always great to have him on the channel. And now we're going to be joined by one of the tournament favourites and one of my favourite people to have on, Joey Knight. How are we doing today?
I'm doing well, mate. How are you doing?
I'm doing perfectly well, thank you. Now, we're seeing Lil Cray Cray in the ring right now.
Yes.
I'm not seeing any pad walk. I'm not seeing any coach there right now.
No. He's a one-man wrecking machine, I've heard. He's come on his own to spark me out in front of my England fans.
And are you going to let that happen?
Listen, let's see, mate. Let's see. Nah, I like Cray Cray, man. He's cool. I've got nothing bad to say about Cray Cray. I respect him. I think he's a very good fighter. I spoke after he was, knocked out the tournament, I suppose you can say, against Yuddy Gang. And I said, just because he's gone out at this stage, don't write him off because he's one of the best men in the division. And that is why this is such a sexy fight for me here, yeah?
A sexy fight?
This is a sexy fight, and I'll tell you why, right? Because so far, to this point, there's always been an excuse, hasn't there? Oh, most wanted, he didn't know much about boxing. Baby Hulk, yeah, no one's ever knocked him out in God knows how many years in MMA. But, you know, he hadn't boxed before. When I beat this man here, no one can say a word to me. No one can say a word to me, and I'll get it done in better fashion than Yuddy did, too.
How do you approach a fight with someone like this? That is unorthodox. That is southpaw as well. Everyone that's gone against him has struggled to date.
Yeah. So what I've been doing is we've been for most of my sparring for this camp, we've been bringing sort of 11 to 13-year-olds in the gym. Because obviously you spar in 14-ounce gloves, head guards, sometimes 16-ounce gloves, and we want to replicate getting his opponents hurt and then taking them out. So I've been mostly sparring with 12 to 13-year-olds, getting them hurt in the gym, and then just taking them out in good fashion. I've been knocking about 3 or 4 year 7s out per week at the minute.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you're going to the playground, what I'm hearing, the secondary schools, and you're just battering them?
Primary schools. I think I could take any primary school kid in a fight at this point.
Well, you took on Most Wanted, so you've already taken out one.
There you go. Some people call me Most Wanted's dad.
Now, when you see Joey Knight,
I am Joey Knight. When I see him, I look in the mirror and I think, fuck me, that man is tasty.
When you see Yuddy Gang and he took out and he beat the other opponent, what did you make of his performance?
I thought it was very good. I've always rated Yuddy Gang, man. Listen, I'm sure many people will have a few bad words to say about me, but I keep it respectful when it comes to the actual boxing skill that's on display. I think every man left in the tournament, including Little Cray Cray, is more than good enough on their day to compete at the highest level. I think every man in this tournament on their day beats Dean as well, the champion. So Yuddy's exactly the same as that. I think the 3 best fighters that started off in this tournament are still left in it. And ultimately, now we've got a chance over the next couple of months to see who the best man, in my opinion, in this division is.
So you mentioned Dean's name. He had a fantastic performance over the weekend.
Did he?
I thought it was a personally great performance. What did you assess of it?
I thought he showed a bit of ring rust in there. I don't think Dean's a natural 135-pound man. I'm going to be honest with you.
What weight do you think he should be at?
Don't know. Anyone that I'm not in. But I'll be honest with you. I think a lot of these guys are fairly small. Maybe I'll eat my words. Maybe I'll be proven wrong. But at the minute, I think when you look at me in comparison to a lot of these guys, I'm a big lightweight man. So I think with Dean, you always know what's there. It's going to be the pullback right hand, isn't it? And unfortunately for Dave Fogarty, who put up a really good fight against Dean, unfortunately that was the shot he succumbed to in the end. So let's see, man. Let's see. But respect to Dean. I think Dean's a good fighter. I think he's done good things on Misfits so far. But I think if he's not just looking at his paycheck, and he actually wants to prove himself as the best sort of in the Misfits lightweight division, he needs to be very sharp to get a fight ordered with the winner of this tournament, because you can chase the likes of Ryan Garcia, anyone like that, but you know what you're doing there. It's not competitive.
Do you not think he stands a chance with any of these people?
No.
He's calling them out consistently.
No, of course he doesn't. You don't think it either. If you've got half a brain in your head, no one with a brain in their head thinks that Dean stands a chance against Ryan Garcia or anyone like that. I mean, maybe Ryan Garcia, if he's absolutely off his nut at the time or something, he might have a better chance. But nah, man. And listen, there's no shame there. I don't stand a chance of those boys. If I got in with a Ryan Garcia, with a Devin Haney, with a Teofimo, they would bend me over and spank my bottom, mate. That's what would happen, yeah? And the same would happen to Dean. So I think Dean needs to prove himself against some of the guys in this tournament, because ultimately you're saying what, best win so far? 2 over Walid, 1 over Dave Fogarty. There's depth in this division. You need to go through a lot more for me to be able to say you're the best. He's a great fighter, very good fighter, and I respect him a lot, but you need to go through a few more for me to say you're the best.
You mentioned the name Walid now. Now, he was meant to be in the tournament. He's not in there anymore. Is that an opponent you would want to face later on down the line?
I want to face everyone.
Everyone?
Every man and his fucking dog is who I want. But listen, yeah, Walid can get it. I'm not going to speak too much on Walid, man. He had a lot of talking to do, and then he didn't even make it to the ring. So it is what it is. Some people pull out and some people show up, don't they?
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Joey Knight. I appreciate you.
We're going to take you out, get you right on the smash after this fight.
Well, we will not talk about that smasher we had last time, Joey Knight. The tournament is one that is so competitive. These guys are a different level of breed, and they're really starting, the boxing level in Misfits boxing is really starting to get better and better and better. These guys are proving it, especially in the likes of Joey Knight, someone that replicates that Lomachenko style. I'm personally really looking forward to see his fight unplay. Now, we've got a lot of the other guys coming in. I see Ashu Raksu in the corner of my eye. He's fighting Tristan Ham. One of his toughest fights today. Tristan Ham is someone that's going to bring the fight to him. Someone that's going to bring power shots. I do not know who's going to win that fight. That's going to be absolutely insane. Now we've got a big fight coming up. Benson Henderson, he is now in the ring. The State Pro Tournament. I cannot wait for this, for how this plays out. There's guys like Fez Batista, who everyone's writing out right now, but the underdog story, the Rocky Balboa story, is going to be one that is remembered in Misfits if he can pull it off. Now, Benson Henderson, someone that is traditional in the UFC style, in MMA, is now crossing over into boxing. Now, with the previous MMA fights that we've seen in boxing, it hasn't quite gone their way, so I'm hoping this time around, against someone like Chris Avila, who is on an absolute streak right now, he can pull it off. When you look at these MMA fighters as well, there's someone that can switch stances. They're going to be southpaw, they're going to be unorthodox, they're going to switch to orthodox, southpaw, everything. All the punches coming your way are going to be not your traditional boxing style. You can even see there, he switches when he throws that left hand, he switches into orthodox. The State Pro Tournament is going to be the highlight of the night. I cannot believe that they're going to fight on the same night. They're going to do the semi-finals and then straight to the finals straight after that. How you compete with those nerves, how you compete with that adrenaline, I do not know. And you got a big cash prize at the end of the draw. Now, seeing him warm up in there, shoes off, start, and pulling off the KSI style. Are we going to see a replica of KSI? We never know. Hopefully we see it once again. I'm liking what I'm seeing here. Very light on his feet. Very unorthodox. This is going to be someone that's going to bring something completely new to Misfits boxing. However, he's against someone of Chris Avila, who so far is on an absolute winning streak. No one has been able to take him out of there. But I'm going to tell you something, he hasn't turned up to this face-off. Does this prove that he's potentially scared of his opponent, or is he just doing his usual tricks and playing mind games? The room is really starting to fill up right now. I'm seeing all the fighters in, and this is a fantastic card. Everywhere you look is superstars. Now joining me, I'm going to have Nikki Rue. How are we doing today?
Hi, everyone. Hi, I'm doing great.
One of the nicest Misfits boxers there are on the scene. It's good to have you back. How are you feeling with your fight coming up?
I feel good. I mean, I feel prepared.
With the gloves on. You can't even pick up a microphone this time.
I know, it's so weird. I'm used to being like, haha, da-da. No, but I feel really good. I feel really prepared. I love my team. I love my coach. Like, I have rocks around me, so I feel like I'm ready, you know?
Now you're facing Carla Jade, who last time out was here in Newcastle, and she got a win. What do you make of Carla Jade as an opponent?
You know, the only thing I have really is her fight from a year ago. She could be a completely new fighter in there. I mean, I did see there's some random little sparring footage stuff from a little over a month ago. where like there looks like there was maybe improvement. So I'm either going in to like walk through her, or it's going to be a really, really good fight. Either way, I'm excited.
I've seen a little bit of back and forth, but I'll tell you something. The back and forth you have is obviously too nice. Is there any mean words you have for her? What do you genuinely make of her as an individual?
I'm just not that mean. It's hard to make me.
I want to make you mean. You need to be mean in the ring if you want to take her out.
Well, I mean, I just said this. Like, I smile in the ring, too. It's not about being mean for me. Like, I'm going to hurt her. That's the plan. I'm going to win. And I have no doubts about that. And, I mean, she might hurt me, but I'm going to hurt her more. And that's nothing against her as an individual. She's just kind of in my way.
I want to switch gears slightly, not to your fight, to Benson Henderson in the ring. Now, he's in the Pro Stake tournament. What do you make of this tournament? Something unique that Misfits haven't done before.
It is really unique. Part of me is a little jealous, that whole $1 million thing. I was like, oh.
You want a slice of that?
I could fight a couple men for that. I don't mind. No, but, I mean, this is the first I'm really seeing, to be honest. He seems strong. Everyone in there seems strong. At minimum, I think fighting 2 fights in one night is insane, because if either of those matches have like a war between them where both people get really hurt but one wins, how's that person going to fight the second? That's insane. But Misfits does this. They're just like, oh, by the way, here's some creative, awesome ideas. Boom. And then we all just then it always works out. So I'm really excited to see how all of that ends up going.
We have some big names in that tournament. Even Fez Batista, the people that write him off.
Sweet. Fez is so sweet.
Does he stand a chance? So a lot of people said he shouldn't be in this tournament. He's too light. It's too late a notice. What's your opinions on that?
Well, we've seen late notice fighters dominate in the ring before, right? So the late notice, we all know what we're signing up for, so that is what it is, right? Hopefully he stayed ready. I don't know if he's going to win. I don't know if he's going to rise to that level, but I do think he's going to surprise us in there.
What's your advice to Fez Batista going into the ring with someone like Idris Virgo, who is absolutely lethal? He comes from the professional background. He's done it all.
Yeah. Find that dog in you, man. That fire you have for Lady Gaga, you tap into that, you keep it. Find something that just keeps you going, because like I was actually talking about this with ELLE. When you hit someone and they aren't phased or they don't go down, it disheartens you a little bit. So if you get hit, just don't show it. Just do what I do, just laugh.
You talk about what you do. Now, you fought Alexia Grace. It was an absolute war. Some people say Alexia Grace won that fight. What's your opinions on it?
I think everyone's allowed to have their opinions. I felt like I won during the fight. I felt like I won after the fight. I still feel like I won. Watching back, I still feel like I won. If we look at the damage done to both of us afterwards, I feel like I won. The only note people really talk about is her, like me going down. These are air quotes.
So you air quoted. What actually happened then?
It sounds like excuses, so I don't like doing that. But
Show me.
I overthrew a hook while she was coming in. She stepped on my foot.
Yeah, better not stand on those shoes.
Yeah. My new Adidas. But she steps on my foot, and I just tripped, which is why I was laughing as soon as I landed. I was just like, fudge.
Yeah. Apologies about the language there.
We fixed it. Don't worry. But yeah, like I knew as soon as I felt my balance go off, but it had nothing to do with getting hit hard. But everyone's allowed to have their opinions. That was just my experience in the ring.
Absolutely. Now, Alexia Grace is someone that has been asking for that rematch. Do you want to give it to her? If you win this fight, do you call out Alexia Grace?
I think she needs to win first, right?
She's got to get a win to get that rematch.
I feel like I want to see, I know her versus Leah Gotti. The reason I want to see it, Leah hits hard. We saw that, right? She was a very impressive debut. The difference, Alexia can take a punch like a freaking champion, right? So I want to see Leah against someone who's not fazed by her and who actually hits back, because we didn't see anything land on Leah. No offense, Amber, I can't wait to see how you are in your next match, but we didn't see anything land on Leah. I want to see her, how she handles getting hit and how she handles someone who's not fazed by her. And that I think would be a sick matchup.
Well, the previous champion to yourself was Astrid Wet. Now, do you want to give her the platform here? Do you want to call her out?
I mean, I mean, sure. Look, I'll keep saying it. Astrid Wet likes to be a passive-aggressive little jerk all the time, putting question marks on my face and being like, I don't know who this girl is. And I just am going to directly tell you to put up or shut up, right? So either fight me, and I said this, I'll take you in a sparring match. I don't care. Like, either fight me or just leave me alone, because the only time I respond to anything about you is when you're being passive-aggressive toward me, because I don't like bullies and mean girls.
Now we talk about bullies and mean girls. ELLE Brooke is headlining. What do you make of this upcoming fight?
So freaking sick. Oh my God. Okay. I don't know if ELLE's going to get a knockout with this, because Jenny Savage, if you've watched her fights, savage is the perfect word for her. She is a monster, but ELLE is so, I think where ELLE is going to just dominate is how slick and how she moves. That's going to be, I mean, I give the W to ELLE, but it's her slickness that's going to win this one, but it's going to be an absolute freaking war.
If you're ELLE Brooke, you win this fight, where do you go from here?
Well, first of all, that Paige rematch has to happen. Paige. But anyway, I'm sorry, beef with people I don't even know. I'm sorry.
You're beefing everyone today. It's a different version of you.
I'm ready. No, but I would love to see that rematch. Other than that, like, I think until we see someone in her weight class who can actually stand up to ELLE, she's going to have to keep taking on BKFCs and pros and just really show how much dedication some of the influencers in the scene actually have.
Well, thank you so much for your time. I'm going to let you get on. I look forward to seeing you in the ring.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. One of the nicest people in the scene. Honestly, doesn't have a bad word to say about absolutely anyone. Now, Carla Jade's just walking into the room now. I just see her just there to my left. This is going to be a big fight. Whoever wins this fight, I mean, is the Astrid Wet fight the one down the line, or do we want to see her against someone else like Leah Gotti, who had a fantastic performance out there in Miami? Now, we're just going to be here joined by Carla Jade. Carla Jade, how are we doing today?
I am amazing. I'm very happy to be here, very excited. It's been a whole year, so
whole year here in Newcastle again.
In the same building I done the weigh-ins last time, in the same hotel, with a bit of the same card as well. We've got
Absolutely.
Idris. Was Ashley here last time?
Yes, he was, I believe so,
Yeah.
against Halal Ham. Halal Ham fight, am I wrong? But you got a title on the line this time round. How excited are you?
Very excited. I feel like privileged and honoured. Like, who gets a title fight on their second fight? So, big shout out to Mans and everyone. Thank you so much for having me. Yeah, very excited. It's a different feeling. Last time, obviously, I was excited, but this time, like, I get a belt. Like,
you get a belt, so that's how confident you are going into this fight.
It's already mine. It's already mine. Like, and I know sometimes people are like, oh, overconfident. It might come across like arrogant or cocky, but I just know the work we put in. I know I'm the better fighter. It's no disrespect to Nikki or anything like that. I'm just going to take home the belt. There's no question about it.
So you mentioned Nikki. What do you make of her as a boxer? Last time out we saw her in Nashville. What do you make of her last performance?
No disrespect, like I said, I don't want to be disrespectful. I don't think she's an amazing boxer. I don't think she's the worst on the promotion. In my humble opinion, I would say Alexia won that fight.
Really? What makes you say that?
I think if you score the points, you score, he was coming forward. I think Nikki does well obviously she's an actress, so she's very good at if you hit her going, oh, like pretending it doesn't hurt. She was very good at, I'm not tired, look at me dancing in the corner. You know, I think she's good at the acting, but if you look at the actual boxing, she was tired as a dog. She was like, you know, I just don't rate the boxing on that level. And yeah, I just think Alexia done a better job, to be fair. I think Alexia's like a promising little fighter, to be fair, she knuckles down.
You are at one of the famous gyms of the scene, Shoot Fighter gyms. How have you been preparing for this fight?
To be honest, I was just asked earlier, like, how was the camp different from the first camp, if it was one of Nikki's questions. I promise you, because I know Tasha didn't like it, we didn't do a camp for Tasha, and I haven't done a camp for Nikki, and that's just my honest...
You haven't done a single
There's been
training
no
session?
camp. Like we had 4 weeks really, and then it took a week for contracts. So obviously until papers signed, I don't really know what's going on. But yeah, we've trained and stuff. But a camp for me is like an 8-week, 6-week, you know, solid proper camp. I think I'm lucky enough that we didn't really need to put in a solid like crazy camp for Nikki. But I said like I'm excited to obviously it's a title shot now. I'm going to have a title defense after this. I'm excited then to put in a proper camp for like a super tough opponent. No disrespect to Nikki, the work was already done. We didn't really need to do anything special.
So you say the work was already done. What sort of things have you done in the lead up to this fight?
I mean, everyone knows I've just been in the gym. Like I'm a sort of healthy person anyway, so I love to be in the gym anyway. But yeah, we've just been in the gym. Obviously, I wasn't expecting to fight, so I've just been sort of just doing gym bits. But yeah, I still get my sparring in, still doing all my boxing. You know, I absolutely love it. It's not like I'm not just here for the influencer stuff. Like I genuinely love boxing. So even if Misfits didn't exist, I'd still be in the gym. Like I just have to do it.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
You're so welcome.
And I look forward to seeing you fight.
I'm so excited. So it's lovely to have you here again as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So now we're going to be joined here by Benson Henderson's coach. How are we doing, sir?
Good, how you doing?
I'm doing very well. So how do you prepare for a pro tournament, the state pro tournament, first of its kind?
It is first of its kind. Well, first you just got to make sure you get through the first round nice and easy. Make sure so the first round you got to make sure you're not going balls out. Make sure you're not hurting yourself. It's kind of take it easy, I guess.
Transitioning from MMA to boxing, what's that like? How have you changed his style to be able to now box?
You know, a lot of boxers have they have trouble with the MMA style, anyways. Benson's been boxing for many years, so the transition is just doing more work inside. Other than that, man, this style is pretty much really good for that.
Have you had a chance to look at the potential opponents that he might be facing down the line, and what do you make of them?
I did. I looked at every opponent in the tournament, and they're all good. I think his first fight is perfect. It's a perfect style for him.
What makes it a perfect style?
Benson's a lot faster. Benson's a good strong southpaw. That guy's he's got that Diaz style, which is sloppy. You know, it's sloppy and it's easy to open up. So I think it's a good style for him.
Absolutely. Now Chris Vila is a no-show right now. What do you make of that?
That's concerning. Has he been in contact with people?
Right now, I haven't heard anything of him. I haven't had him for an interview. I haven't seen him in the ring. So hopefully, he turns up on fight night.
Yeah, that's concerning. So yeah, hopefully he shows.
It's the
up.
way the Diaz brothers work. That's how the Diaz brothers function.
Yeah,
what do you make of Nate Diaz possibly being in his corner then?
It's good. It's good for the show. You know, a big name coming to the show is good. You know, it's rarely you see guys adopt a style like that, which he adopted that Diaz style. You know, but yeah, bring the Diaz. I hope they come for sure.
Let's look at the other side of the tournament. Idris Virgo versus Bez Batista.
Yes.
What do you make of that matchup? A lot of people are saying it's a mismatch. What's your assessment?
I don't think it's a mismatch.
Why do you say that?
Because I mean, for one, I think because he's got power. I mean, anybody can crack. You know, he's got power. I mean, it's. Do you know the odds in that fight are? Do you know what the odds are?
I do not know the exact odds on there, but I'm sure we can check that out on stage.
Yeah, because I think they're mismatched in terms of experience, but I think he's got power. I think he's going to surprise people. I really do.
Absolutely. Now Idris Virgo is just over there. He is right now considered the favorite of the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
What do you make of that?
Well, you know, he's got more experience. He's got more experience than my boy, but, you know, this is Benson's first fight. You know, I think after the first round, I think the favorite's going to change real quick.
Absolutely. Now, if you were in Fez Batista's corner, what are you telling him to approach this fight with Idris Virgo?
Which fight?
The Fez Batista versus Idris Virgo on the other side of the tournament.
No, I tell him to come out and make sure everything's coming behind his jab. Don't rush it. You know, let things come. You know, I think everything will work out good for him.
You guys win the tournament. Where do you go from here? What's the future aspirations?
Benson's the type of guy. Benson wants to try everything. You know, it's his first boxing match. He wants to try bare knuckle, but this is fun, man. This kind of boxing stuff is really cool. So I think you know, when he wins, I think it's going to open up big fights for him.
Obviously, being involved in the Misfits boxing scene, it's a crossover scene. It's one where boxing isn't exactly these guys' forte. What do you make of their level? What do you make of their attitude towards the combat sports?
The levels are all different. I've seen some people in there hitting mitts, and they're in the beginning of stages, and some guys are good, man. I mean, Jake Paul kind of blew this whole thing open for people. So I think it's a cool thing to watch people that have otherwise would have no business boxing, and they're training, getting better. It's cool to see.
You mentioned the name Jake Paul. He's got a big fight against Mike Tyson. What do you make of that fight against Mike Tyson? Do you think Uncle Mike stands a chance?
Oh, man, yeah, I don't like the fight. I mean, I think Mike Tyson's in my opinion, is my favorite ever. But he's too old. He's 58. I mean, he's 58 years old now. And Jake Paul's a young, hungry kid with a lot of money that can spend a lot of money on training, getting better faster. So I think he's going to hurt Mike Tyson.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time. Best of luck on fight night. Thank you so much. State Pro Tournament. What a tournament that's going to be. Money on the line. And we've got some really talented boxers and an underdog story. I always love an underdog story. Now, we currently got Nikki Rue there in the ring. She's looking sharp. She's looking quick. All these people are now starting to look better and better and better in these levels. Now, I saw you come through that door, and you had some beef with Idris Virgo. Can you talk me through what was going on, sir?
Idris Virgo is a little bitch, right?
What makes you say that?
His friend's a little bitch, right? Because they shared a video on social media trying to make me look racist. All I said was, Africans got built-up records, because let's talk boxing. Africans don't fight outside the hometown. So if you fight an African in pro boxing, something generally, they've got a built-up record and they're not that good. They shared it trying to make me look bad. So I put Michael straight away. Ooh, oh, bing, bing, bing. I put Michael straight away. And he was sound. Idris is a little ball bag. He's a fat little numpty. He couldn't do nothing. Whatever weight. You know what I mean? Who's he beat? Aaron Chalmers? Like, who's he beat? I would slap both of them. I would slap him right now. You know what I mean? Let's go.
He's got the pro tournament coming up. What do you make of that? Do you think he's going to win? Or do you think it's going to be a tougher challenge than he expects?
I don't even know what weight is that at? What weight?
I believe it's at 185.
185. I think he's the most experienced, right? I think Ben Henderson will be tough. Them UFC fighters are tough. But I think boxing's a different sport, man. It's a different sport. I don't care what you say. Give me a top MMA fighter. I'll punch the lugs off in boxing. It's a different sport. So you fucking should win. You should win.
Well, I'm seeing Bomb Squad on your jacket right now.
Bomb Squad, baby, this is my town. Bomb Squad tried to stay. So Moms Taylor gives the ring. Let's go. Let's dance with the big dogs.
Well, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
You're the man. You're the man.
Thank you very much.
Big dog Losey, woof woof.
Thank you so much. Well, we just saw earlier Idris Virgo going back to back again. He always seems to get himself in trouble. Again, he's got a big fight against Fez Batista, and a lot of people are writing out Fez Batista. But for me, the stakes are so high. Fez may rise to the occasion and make it into the tournament finals. I mean, what a moment in history that would be at Misfits Boxing. Now, make sure you're getting your DAZN subscription. This is a free event. This is not a pay-per-view this time around. Last time out, we were there in Dublin. What an event that was. HS Tiki Toki was the star of the show. Maybe not in boxing ability, but he was definitely noticeable in what he was doing throughout the week. And then Danny Arons made his debut. What a debut that was. He got the draw, didn't get what he wanted. However, he's coming soon. Now, I've just seen ELLE Brooke walk through the doors. She's got a big test coming up. I am looking forward to her fight, because if she wins this fight, the sky's her limit. There is so much coming on. And now we've got a clip coming up of her face-off and yesterday.
When I get my belt?
No. Get out of my face.
When I get my belt, you two can fight, and then we'll have a rematch, or I'll fight her finally.
She's trying to steal Paige off me.
Oh, yeah. I've been after that chick. Since M1 Global, I've been after her.
2018. I am not the stepping stone to you getting Paige Van Zandt. You are the stepping stone of me achieving the best career ever.
We'll see.
As a boxer, I think I'm the most skilled.
I beg to differ. I think that I am the more skilled fighter. I feel like I've been there, done that. I think that as a southpaw, I have an advantage. I've fought some tough people, so I mean, you're really gonna have to back that up come fight night.
Who's tougher, me or Britton Hart?
Britton.
Not. Take that back. Take that back.
We'll find out. How's that?
Take that back. Okay.
We'll
my goal is that you're like, damn, ELLE Brooke's a lot tougher than Britton Hart. That is my goal.
Okay. All right. I'll let you know.
Okay. Thank you.
Nikki Rue, it's good to have you back once again.
I know, so soon.
So soon. I missed you so much, so I'm like, bring her back now, right now. Now, obviously, Carla Jade is just wrapping up. What do you expect to see from her in this open workout?
You know, again, all I have to go off of is a fight from a year ago that was not very impressive, and hopefully some new training. I heard that she changed camps, and I've said this before during hosting, that when you change camps, completely can change the fighter. So she looks a bit nervous, eh?
Do you think she's nervous? She said she hasn't had a real camp for this. She said she's only been training for 3 weeks.
Oh, is she already getting ready with excuses? That's crazy.
Do you think there were excuses then?
Who knows? It sounds like it, eh?
Now, Jenny Savage is just opposite us right now.
Yes.
What do you make of that fight coming up with ELLE BROOKE?
Oh my gosh, well, like I said, like, it's gonna be a war. She's an absolute dog in the ring, but so is ELLE. So, like, we're gonna see blood. Whose? I don't know. But we're gonna see blood.
How do you beat someone like ELLE BROOKE, who has so much power? And she showed that out last time out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think we can expect power from both sides of this fight. Again, I think ELLE's strong, because usually ELLE's win is her power, because people can't handle it. But what's gonna do this, I think, is ELLE's slickness. Moving, dodging, not getting hit.
Absolutely.
Oh, let's see how she does.
We got Carla Jade in the ring right now.
Yep. Oh, there's a smile. Okay.
She looks relaxed in there.
Yeah.
Why do you think she changed camp?
Who knows? Maybe she just couldn't get in on such short notice, you know?
Now let's see how she gets on now. You look shocked there. I'm looking at your reaction. You don't look very impressed.
Sorry, I'm waiting for the warm-up. Okay. Not very in sync. Sorry, I can watch, like, here. I guess it doesn't matter. Hold on. I hear no power.
No power?
Yeah. Look at her. She's not using her legs at all. I know she's, like, skinny, but there's no use of legs in this. Her shoes look very clean, though. That's cool.
Loving the shoes.
Loving the shoes.
She has got a height difference on you, though. How are you going to make your way around that?
Oh, it's easy. When someone's really weak, you just take the hits until you're in. No, I'm sorry. That was mean.
Stop apologizing.
I'm just not used to being mean. It's all jokes, right? Like, I'm not...
There's no jokes here.
Well,
there's a fight on Saturday night. You've got to take her out.
I mean, yeah, I'm going to. But I just mean, like, I would never actually want someone to feel badly. It's just this is all arm punches. I'll say that uppercut seems like her strongest punch so far, which is good to know. Good to know. I'll have to block that if she throws it in a fight, right? Because what happens is you do all this training, you'll look at, like, 100 on the mix, you're going to look 60 in the ring. So if this is the best that she can do, then I really
Do you think she's not prepared properly for this fight? Do you think she's underestimating you?
Well, based on how she talks, she's definitely underestimating me.
She said Alexia Grace won that fight. When she was over here, that's what I got told.
And that's super cute that she thinks that. If she was fighting Alexia Grace, she'd be talking about how I won. So,
How would she match up against someone like Alexia Grace?
Ooh. I think it's more even of a fight, but I think eventually, in a fight or two, we're going to see a brand new Alexia because she is really dedicated. Oh, that double jab is sad.
Sad, you say?
What
makes it sad?
Bah, bah. Can you imagine if I hit you like that? Bah, bah.
For me, it sounded like gunshots.
Oh, that's crazy. How does this sound versus me?
I'm not gonna get involved here. Trying to make me switch sides. Absolutely
so
not.
Which side?
I'm on Misfits side. I'm on the fan side.
Oh,
I think the fans win on this fight.
Fans? Who hits harder, me or Carla Jade? Tweet, Instagram, let me know. No, she has significantly better form than her first fight, but she hasn't learned how to put any power behind it.
What do you think she's doing wrong then? Why is she not transitioning that power for her punches?
I kind of don't want to tell you, because then she might do it in the fight.
She'll just rewatch the tape and go, oh, thank you so much for the advice.
She'll be like, Nikki. No, I'm not going to tell her anything her coach hasn't told her, right? She's not using any of her legs. At all.
Seems to be quite tall when she's in the ring as well. She looks like she wants to use that length, in my opinion.
No, and that's
it's going to be on the back foot.
And that's cool if that's her game plan. But the thing is, like, she's about the height of my coach, so... And, like, all my sparring partners are her or taller.
I'll tell you something, though. When I'm looking at her in the ring, she's got very long arms. And she's using the basics right now. She's throwing that jab, the 1-2. that's going to be difficult making your way in. You're going to have to do a lot of movement. So have you prepared for the cardio aspect of things to get in there?
Yes.
Simple and sure.
I can't tell you everything.
Of course.
Our post-fight interview, I can spill
all the beans.
So much more. But on this, like I said, and I've said this before, in here and when you're training, the training footage you put out, which she has put out none, but the training footage you put out.
Why do you think she should not put out any footage?
Because your training footage shouldn't put out 100% of what you can do, but the thing is she can only show what she can do, which is the basics. So if you can only do basics, what are you going to show in training? 100% of what you can do. So she can't put training footage out.
She's starting to warm up a bit more, though.
She is. It's getting a little bit stronger.
Now a little break.
A little. I get that.
I'll tell you something. What's impressed me in there is the basics. She is doing that correct.
Yes. It's minus the legs.
Minus the legs.
Minus the legs. Because it's not just, here's the thing, we can talk all day about throwing arms, but there's a reason we call them arm punches, right? Me hitting you like that is way different than me hitting you like that.
Showing me the technique now. She might knock me out of this ring.
Well, I'm just saying, we use our legs for a reason, and if you're a proper boxer, you have a strong core, you have strong legs, and you have strong arms. Strong arms isn't enough. Arm punches aren't enough. Being tall is not enough. If I break a rib, what are you going to do?
Well, I can't wait to see that fight. Thank you so much, Nikki Rue. Good to have you on. I'll see you a bit later on, probably on again.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you
I'll put this on the floor.
Now we've got ELLE Brooke, the main event of the evening. And stood by me right now is Jenny Savage. How are we doing today?
I'm doing excellent. How are you?
I'm doing very well, thank you. Now, this is your first time in Misfits boxing. How's the atmosphere? You're seeing all these people around you. What's it like?
It's honestly exhilarating. There is nothing like this particular, I want to say country. I was going to say Europe, but, you know, I haven't been outside the United States except for Canada.
And Newcastle, what a place to be in Europe. Now, when you see ELLE Brooke in there, what's your assessment of her? She is big, she is strong, and she holds a lot of power.
Everything you said, all that rings true. I believe that she has a lot of skill. She's very focused. She's just the whole package, honestly. I have nothing negative truly to say about what I see.
You say you have nothing negative to say, but how do you beat someone like that has a whole package?
See, the fight game is 90% mental. And I believe that a lot of my mental will come from my experience. I believe that dealing with the worst of it all has prepared me mentally more than anything. I've had a lot of ups, I've had a lot of downs, and I feel like she's no exception. I just don't really think that the mental is going to be an issue.
Talk to me about that experience. A lot of people are seeing you for the first time. So what's your background in combat sports?
My main background is jiu-jitsu. However, I feel that that is more of a passive combat sport. And being that I've been through quite a bit since the pandemic, I think that I needed a little bit of aggressiveness, I guess you can say. I wanted to get my hands on things, so bare knuckle was my particular field after the jiu-jitsu, wrestling kind of background in MMA. But I feel like this is my home, this is where I belong. I think that I've always been a boxer. My grandfather, on my father's side, his dad, of course, it was a boxer. So.
Well, last time out I saw you boxing was on the CFL Creative Fight League on Anthony Taylor's card. That talk me through about that debut.
Well, my debut was honestly pretty easy. We had to find my opponent last minute. She was a Fort Campbell soldier. I believe that she was just a game opponent that was ready to take on anybody. However, it just didn't go her way. And yeah, now we're here.
Well, a lot of people are writing you out of this fight. They're saying ELLE Brooke is the full package, as you say, and she is on stardom. Why should people not write you out on this fight?
For the simple fact that I've been in this game for a while. You know, I'm seasoned. I feel like, you know, I've had the worst of it all. I've had like I said early in the interview, I've had every bad day that I could have. And I just think that there's nothing that she could do to me that life hasn't already thrown at me so far.
So you went into bare knuckle. This time it's with gloves. What's the biggest difference between bare knuckle and gloves in the ring?
I believe that it's not so much about power. You know, you have your hands that are nice and loose. Your shoulders are not so tight, so tense. It's easy to find yourself tired out in bare knuckle because you're having to throw so much volume and so much hard punches. Whereas in boxing, you can kind of cover that up and you can pick and choose your shots, and your opponent can kind of let their guard down because of that. And that's usually when they're breathing.
How does bare knuckle help you in this fight? Is there any advantages of having bare knuckle fights?
Oh, for sure. There's definitely, even though there's no dirty boxing, I believe that it throws you off when there is dirty boxing. So I believe that anything that is probably seen as not fair or maybe an advantage even, I believe that bare knuckle has prepared me mentally as far as anything that concerns power or just kind of having to get out of those hard moments in the rounds.
We saw ELLE Brooke in Houston last time out do an incredible performance. What was your assessment of her last fight?
Oh, I think she did phenomenal. I honestly was impressed. I don't think that there's anything that she could take away, say if things don't go my way. If it goes the distance, she's the popular fighter, the judges just don't like me. I believe that there's no shame in any of that. I don't look at her past as something that should spoil my reputation, although the crowd, in my opinion, will definitely not take me too well. So I have a lot of pressure to perform very good. You know, I think that it's my night, and there's no other option but to be victorious.
Well, pressure makes diamonds, and if you win this fight, you get the mic. Who are you calling out?
Honestly, I want to either fight her opponent, the Blonde Bomber, or I would like to go ahead and fight Paige Van Zandt. Either way, I think that I should certainly set my sights on a smaller division for the simple fact that I'm just used to being a 115er. I believe that she doesn't want to lose this weight. She'd probably want to pack on, but I'm telling you, in the future, she has any more opponents that can cut that weight from 145 to 125, I believe that she's going to think twice as well, keeping this division.
ELLE Brooke is the bigger opponent. How are you going to make your way in? How are you going to deal with that in the ring?
I don't think she's too much bigger than me. I believe that the only thing that she may have is maybe, not to be disrespectful, but it is what it is, her augmentation. Maybe that has allowed her to be so large. But other than that, I think that my speed is going to be an advantage. Being a southpaw is an advantage. Having a stronger mentality is an advantage. And just my overall experience is the advantage. I believe that she certainly has a lot of talent, and she has a very good team around her. She's surrounded by a lot of A1 stars, athletes, and her coach is actually an extremely intelligent coach. We've studied their camp, but that's, like I said, it's small things to a giant, though. I believe that I've had the worst of the worst, as I've been saying.
Well, talk to me about your team. You're talking about ELLE Brooke's team. Talk to me about your team and your preparation for this fight.
Well, my team has a pretty good. We're pretty good. I believe that I have my coach Cleveland. I have my mate Adrian. He's always been in my corner. We do have a newer coach. We've had some coaches let us down in the past. It's sort of hard being always the underdog to keep people in my corner. So my last fight, I've had the same people. Well, I've had other coaches as well, but they're still part of my team as well. So we have a mixed bag of coaches, I want to say, but that's not an issue.
Well, Jenny Savage, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for your time. I cannot wait to see it.
Hey, it's my pleasure.
Thank you so much. Now, we just saw ELLE Brooke in the ring there. What power she carries behind each punches. Now, when I'm watching her in there, she is just getting levels better and better from each event. I'm surprised of how good she's got. And now, I'm joined here by ELLE Brooke. How are we doing?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling really good. Yeah, it's so strange. These fight weeks come around so quick. It was only me and you 4 months ago, and we were watching Paige, and obviously now we're watching Jenny. Time flies so quick.
Now, you talk...
Absolutely.
Now, you talk about Paige Van Zandt. Talk me through, how is it like taking on the toughest opponent to date?
Yeah, I think obviously fighting Paige ever since, and it's not even that level of skill, it's the level of pressure that you get fighting someone like Paige. Like, she's such a big name, she's got so many fans that are going to come around, like, message you such like nasty things and stick up for her. So having that, I think that I can get over anything. And people forget that I also fought Julie Pocker. So fighting Julie and fighting Paige, I've done pretty well to still be here.
Now, that fight with Paige Van Zandt, you got a knockout, which, when you see Mams Taylor's reaction, he went absolutely mental. Now, what was your reaction to that knockout when that shot landed?
You see my face. I'm not even happy. No, I'm like, oh, she went down. Like, you know, normally you're like, yes, it's so weird. I like, boom, boom, watched her and she just went down. Like, it's such a weird feeling. I think that, yeah, it's just strange. And she got up. So that was kind of demoralizing. Stay down! Stay down. But she took the whole 10 count, you know. So funny because people online were like, Elle pushed her down. Okay, if Elle pushed her down, why did she stay down for 8 then? Nah. She didn't know what planet that girl was. You know, she thought she was on Mars. She was like, you know, I need a second to recuperate, get on my own thoughts, because I ain't here right now. It will hit me really hard. And then she continued for the rest of the 5, so.
Well, people were expecting that rematch. When they saw the announcement, they were surprised. The rematch wasn't happening. Why is it not happening?
Not on me. That wasn't my fault. It was only until 6 weeks ago that it was meant to be Paige, but then she rang Mams up or someone along the line, and they were like, you know, I haven't got enough time. My coach is on holiday. And I was like...
Excuses.
And I was like, girl, my coach is on holiday. My coach was literally in Gran Canaria at the time. He was on holiday. So, yeah, no, it's just excuses. And she was the one straight after my fight. If you remember on her Instagram, she posted... August 31st, O2 Arena. She was the one that wanted the fight as soon as possible. And bear in mind, this was September, so it was already later. What do you mean you don't have enough time? You had enough time. You just went on holiday or did whatever you wanted. So.
Well, let's switch gears to your actual fight, Jenny Savage. Now, she stepped up to the plate. What are you making of what you're seeing right now?
She's a professional fighter. Look at her. There's not an influencer in there. You can see the levels between influencers and fighters. This is someone that has dedicated their life to combat sports, and you can see that with how experienced she is. Look at her, that's not a novice.
What's her best asset?
Her best asset, I think, you know, even in the face-off yesterday, she said that she's a southpaw. So she's used to sparring people that are orthodox. For me, I only spar southpaws when I've got an opponent that's a southpaw. So she's going to be used to that style.
Have you prepped for a southpaw?
Yeah, I'm prepped for a southpaw, but obviously only...
Yeah, me worried there.
No, yeah, what's the southpaw? No, I have prepped for a southpaw, and obviously you can see she's a really good level.
Absolutely. Now, what is your best asset going into this fight? Why do you think you're going to win again and hold that belt?
I just think I'm too aggressive, too strong. You know, I'm a bit ruthless. Sometimes too ruthless for my own good. I'll take a shot just to try land 3. You know, I've got coconut head. I think that she thinks she's going to knock me out, which is really cute. I think she's got a great left cross. That's right, isn't it? Yeah. Left cross, because she's a southpaw. So, you know, but then this doesn't faze me, because I remember seeing Paige on the pads, and everyone...
You look very sharp.
Mate, oh my...
Even though I was sat there going, oh no, Elle, what have you done?
You're like, no, Elle, I think, you know, you got this.
Stand a chance?
You got this. So it's like, any moment with this, I'm like, man, it's calm. Fucking, you know, sorry, swearing. Anyone can look good on the pads. Like, obviously, she's still good anyway. But Paige looked like an Olympic level pad worker. You know, she was unbelievable on the pads.
What went wrong for her then? She looked so sharp on the pads. She got into the ring. Where did she go wrong?
Where did Paige go wrong? Good question. Well, she always had I think this is why it was a draw, because rounds 3, 4, 5, she was there, putting the pressure on, keeping the work rate up, and I think that's where, you know, what went right. But I think maybe the first round she was like, actually, Elle hits kind of hard. I reckon she underestimated me. That's what went wrong. I think she thought that fight was going to be easy. I think she still trained really hard, but I think she thought that fight was going to be easy. So I think that's where it went wrong for her.
Now you got the draw. I know we're very happy with that, but you would have rather the win. What would you do differently now going into that fight?
Yes, so I've got a new strength and conditioner because my fitness wasn't there. I've got a new nutritionist because the weight cut in Houston was horrible. And bear in mind, I know even Paige missed weight twice. She cut her hair off. You know, she had a tough weight cut. But yeah, I don't know what it was in Houston. I don't know if it's the heat, the humidity, flying. But even then, I flew out 2 weeks before. So...
Well, let's talk about that SNT. Who do you have in your corner now? Talk me through.
Yeah, well, you guys know him because he's on Misfits. But I've got Leon Wills, and he's absolutely amazing. He puts me through the paces. His sessions, I've said this a million times, they're harder than my other sessions. They're hard.
How are they harder? Talk me through a Leon Wills session. If I'm to sit down with Leon Wills, what do I have to go through?
So it's a mixture between weights and circuits at really high intensity, whether it's doing as much as you can and then getting the rest of the minute off, but it normally only is like 50 seconds to 10, so you get no rests. The sprints are crazy. I never knew I could run like 18.5 kph on a treadmill for like 30 seconds until he makes me, one after the other. It's crazy. They're so intense. It's just, the best way to describe it is really hard circuits, but that doesn't even do it justice.
Has Jenny Savage prepared in the same way that you have?
I mean, I don't know her team, so it's hard to say. I don't know her strength and conditioner. I don't know what she's been eating, how she's been prepping. I'd assume so because of the year's experience of where she's at as a professional fighter. You know, to dedicate your life to something, you have to do it right. So, yeah, I think she would have trained hard for this fight.
Do you have any final words for Jenny Savage? Only a few days out now.
And still.
Thank you so much, Elle Brooke. I appreciate your time. Thank you. Elle Brooke, what a fight that's going to be. And we've got a little trailer coming up for you to give you a preview of what's to come up.
Last-second prayer for Batista.
And look who I'm joined with, the Canadian adventurer, Tristan Ham. How are we doing?
There he is.
Good to see you. Last time I saw you was on the horse.
Bro, I was just as excited to see you, bro.
You literally came on and it was just a smile on your face.
Yeah.
How is it to be in Newcastle, back in the UK?
Well, it's good. It's good. I'm like excited to like this little guy right behind me here. He's like trying to chain. Look at him. Look at him. Look at that
you
body
say
shot.
trying to train. What do you make of his new
body
training?
shot? Body shot. It's hard to do it backwards.
Yeah. Now we're watching Ashley Raksu. He switched up camps. He's
Okay.
doing something new. What do you make of what you're seeing right now? He's actually southpaw.
Yeah. I mean, he's been bouncing back and forth between southpaw and orthodox in his last couple of fights. So I expect him to do the same, but it's not going to change anything. Looks like he's working some angles. Looks like he's putting a lot of energy into those shots. So he's telegraphing a shitload. So yeah, it's not going to be a problem.
How do you approach someone like Ashley Raksu, who's so front-footed, who's so aggressive?
Bro, I just been doing this for 7 months, so I just go in there and do what my coaches say. That's it.
What has BJ Flores been saying to you? What has he been putting into your corner?
Really, just just working special combinations that you guys are going to see out there. Just paying attention to when he's doing that switch between southpaw and orthodox, and just keeping right in my mind. The last fight, it's a little bit of a mind game for me. But I faced the toughest opponent, in my opinion, and in many people's opinions, and he couldn't scratch me. After that fight, wasn't even a single bruise on my face. So not a scratch, not a bruise, nothing. So there's nothing that this guy can do to me at all. So I'm not too worried about him. I just need to come forward.
I want to do a bit of storytelling here. You were on the biggest stage in Houston, in the tournament. You get into that ring with Le'Veon Bell. Talk me through that fight. Talk me, as soon as that bell went, what was going through your head and how you were feeling in there.
Light work. Very light work at the beginning. Knew right away what was going on. Was in control. I felt in control. And then, the crowd got to me a little bit. And I started thinking about the crowd, and I thought about some other things. And, I started going in my brain a little bit. I had a bit of a spiritual thing going on in there, which I had never experienced before. I mean, I've done the craziest shit you can imagine, man. Jump out of helicopters, climb mountains. I'm a hunter. I've approached the biggest beasts in the land. And I've faced face-to-face with grizzly bears, everything, bro. The grizzly bears, they want to kill me. And Le'Veon had nothing like that, but you have some internal battles sometimes, and those came out there. But in the 5th round, on the 4th round, I had asked myself, like, is this sport meant for me? Am I meant to be here? I've been doing this for 7 months. And you know what? I made that decision right there. No, this is what I'm here for. I'm here for this. And
what told you that you're here for this? What told you that I'm here to do boxing to make it to that final round?
I was just like, do I really want to be here? Is this where I want to be? And I'm like, and then I just like let my hands do the talking after that. I'm like, yeah, what the hell? You know? In the 5th round, it came alive. Everybody saw it. And I was ready for more. I wanted to go more rounds. I was like, I'm ready, you know?
When that hook landed, it was a moment that everyone was talking about. It was the first time we saw Le'Veon Bell really shaky. What went through your head when you landed that shot? Did you just want to take him out there and then?
What went through my head was that the whole time during the build-up, he kept saying that I'm not going to hit him nearly as hard as anybody hit him in the NFL. And everybody in the NFL apparently doesn't hit as hard as me.
As a Canadian adventurer.
100%. 100%. You know, I'm not just this little adventure boy. They think I am. Ashley thinks I am. Le'Veon thinks I am. But when it comes to being in the ring, it's a little bit different of a beast, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Now, how have you been training for this fight, this time round? Again, as I say, someone more aggressive. Last time out, I saw you very aggressive. This time, are we going to see a different version of you?
I had to get my mind right. I went to Alaska for almost 2 months, and then, you know, they said this opportunity is here. Ashley's been calling me out for a minute now, and there's a lot of options on the table, but Ashley seemed like a good matchup. I came back down to 175, my natural weight, and I'm like, let's go, you know? So the fight is going to be a more entertaining fight, you know?
People are calling it the fight of the night, and now watching what he's doing there in the ring, what are you making of it?
Not much. Like, there's nothing he can do. I mean, I don't even care to look at it. There's nothing he can do, honestly. I don't even need to look at him. There's nothing he can do that's going to change the outcome. I'm going to walk him down. He's going to be on his back foot. He's going to get hurt. It's that simple.
You win this fight.
Yep.
You're once again back onto Misfits. Where do you go from here?
As far as Mams Taylor, BJ Flores, and Jacob Chavez want to take it, you know.
Have you spoken to BJ? Have you sort of spoken in your journey? Where do you want to reach? What do you want to achieve on here?
I'm more impressed on where Misfits is going to go, and I'm excited for that. I love that the pro tournament's going on, so it's definitely in my sights. I think there's some huge opportunity there. So just like a lot of the guys in Misfits, they come in, they want to be a boxer, no amateur background. It'd be cool to see like this kind of becomes our amateur experience in the pro division, you know what I mean?
So do you want to go into pro after this, potentially?
I would love to. Yes. I mean, this is pro.
We
are pro. You know, that Le'Veon fight, that was a pro bout in the United States. And you know, we're wearing 10-ounce gloves, no headgear. We're not getting knockouts. This is professional boxing, no question about it. But the experience gap is a lot different. And I think it's just going to get sharper and sharper. As soon as I'm ready, I'll be in that league.
Let's talk about that tournament. We have seen now Josh Bruckner do an amazing performance. Obviously, Le'Veon Bell got his win, and we have seen Minicon come over Varsity and win again. Now, what do you make of the current layout? Who are the favourites?
Well, my favourite's got to be Josh Bruckner right now, because just personally, I think Josh is going to have a tough fight against Le'Veon. There's no question about that. Le'Veon's he's athletic as hell. However, Minicon doesn't have a chance against Josh Bruckner.
Why do you say that?
I've been in camp with Josh. I mean, he's so explosive, so strong. Minicon doesn't have the tenacity that Josh Bruckner has, and he does not have BJ. And BJ Flores is like, it's a blessing that BJ opened his wing to allow one more guy in the camp. You know what I mean? And let Josh in, because you know, BJ is just an outstanding coach, and words cannot describe how dedicated he is to his guys. And so I sure as hell promise you there's nobody as dedicated to their guys as BJ.
I want to work things back a little bit. Now to the pro tournament. The Stake Pro Tournament, the first time Misfits is doing it. What do you make of the current layout? Who do you predict to win on the night and win that cash prize that everyone's asking about?
I like Idris Virgo. I really like him. You know, like, it's kind of like the same vibe as Ashley, honestly. Like, it was one of my two favorite guys when I came in here, you know. But both of them happen to be calling me out, which is kind of ironic. But you know what? I know that Chris Avila has a tougher fight going into that tournament. So I think that Chris is obviously going to win his little matchup.
Why do you say he's obviously going to win that fight?
Just Chris is incredibly talented. I mean, he showed us against Jake Bostwick when he completely whooped Jake Bostwick's ass. Like, he dominated Jake. So, you know, he made his point. You know what I mean? It's like a fucking zombie, that guy. Pardon my French. He's a zombie.
Apologies about the language.
He just doesn't give a shit. You know, like he's slick with it. He's a good boxer, and he's lengthy, he's long, and he's tough. You know, Nate Diaz, like, it's a tough camp with those guys.
Let's talk about Fez Batista. Obviously, last-second replacement. A lot of people are writing him
I
out.
love him, but we don't need to talk about that fight.
How does he win that fight? How would he be able to defy the odds and become the Rocky Balboa, Fez Batista?
It's not going to happen. It's not even worth the question.
Not even a chance.
Maybe. Are you kidding me? Idris is probably just going to stay light and conserve his energy. Might give a little bit of a show. I can't imagine him just trying to blow his load in the first couple rounds. I'm sure he's just going to play with it, get warmed up, and have fun. But yeah, it's just not even comparable.
So in the finals, Idris versus Chris Avila.
Yeah, I think.
Who you picking?
Well, depending on how Avila does, if Chris doesn't get too exhausted in that first fight, I think it's going to be a really tough fight. I think that Idris is going to have an advantage coming off the previous fight, and I think that Chris inevitably is going to win because he's going to outbox Idris. But I think Idris is aggressive enough that he might be able to make his way. But Chris is good, man. But I don't know. I would put my money on Chris, but because of the circumstances of the matchup prior, I'm going to have to go with Idris, just because I think that fight with Chris is going to wear him out a little bit.
Let's switch things back to your fight. Ashley Raksu has just stood there, only meters away now. What's your final words for Ashley Raksu before that fight on Saturday night?
Bro, my final words to you, Ashley Raksu, is you better start hiding because I'm hunting for you. You're my prey, man, and you're the grizzly bear this time.
I wouldn't want to be on the end of that bow. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
Oh, yeah, bro.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you very much. What a fight that's going to be. Tristan Ham versus Ashley Raksu. My personal fight of the night. We know it's going to be a scrap. And now I've got the other side. Ashley Raksu, how are we doing, sir?
I am good. I am back. I'm happy. I'm excited. I'm elated. I'm running out of superlatives. But Misfits, it's good to be back.
The energy's here. I'm seeing someone that has put in the work for this fight. How did it feel to be back on Misfits?
Yeah, it's been a minute. It's been 9 months, basically. So I went away after the last fight of OJ, kind of looked at ways that I could improve, not just kind of in the ring, but also I think mentally as well. Like that last fight taught me quite a lot about myself, and I was like, cool, let me go and address that, get ready, come back, and now I feel like I'm the best version of myself that there's been.
Let's talk about that last fight. A lot of people were saying it was a lackluster performance. It wasn't the Ashley Raksu we were expecting. What was your reflection on it? When you watched it back, what did you learn about yourself?
If anyone said that, I'd be surprised, in all honesty, because OJ is a dog.
Absolutely.
And the kid is a collegiate level athlete. He's got a gas tank which is like no other. And reality, in that fight, watching it back, you see round one was kind of going my way with me outboxing him. And eventually the pace started to show. He started to close the gap. And I didn't have the fighting vocabulary, I didn't have the experience, and I didn't have the tools to be able to change the tide back into my direction. And then it just became a bit of a, all right, cool, we're just going to have to stand there and slug it out. And obviously it ended up in a draw. So,
do you think that was the correct decision? Did you think it was a draw?
Yeah, I think boxing is obviously a little bit subjective. It depends on what you value. So if you value scoring shots, I landed more of those, significantly more shots. However, if you value ring generalship
and front forward
pressure, then it's OJ. So I can't have any qualms about. I could make an argument for OJ winning it. I could make an argument for me winning it, and so therefore a draw is probably about right.
I think that's a very fair assessment. But now we have Tristan Ham, the Canadian adventurer, in the ring.
The Canadian bomb.
What do you make of him as an opponent? What did you make of his last fight?
I mean, honestly, I don't think we know what Tristan is.
What do you mean by that?
We don't know what Tristan is because he fought against not Logan Paul, who, listen, wherever you are hilarious and I love you. But obviously he didn't really, he didn't acquit himself well in that fight. It was a complete mess. Tristan won first round KO, right? And then against Le'Veon Bell is about 6'3" or 4", ex-NFL player, way too big, way too athletic for Tristan. So as of yet, in my head, we don't actually know who or what he is as a prospect, and we're about to find out. This is the first time he's going to be fighting at his proper weight, where he actually should be for a man of his stature. And yeah, we'll go from there.
Why didn't he win that last fight? You said about the athletic power, so much taller, but he was finding success against Le'Veon Bell. So where did he go wrong?
Not much. Occasionally he would swing a shot here and there, but for the vast majority of it, Le'Veon controlled the distance, either by using that jab from range or by getting so close that he smothered him, and because of a sheer size difference, he won those. So he was never really in the fight. Like, he's got balls, And there were a few flashes where he bit down his gum shield and said, "No, I'm not going out like this. I'm going to fight through it." And I respect him for that. But he was never. We didn't get to the end of it and be like, "Oh, that was a close fight." Do you get what I'm saying?
Something I will say though, he carries a lot of power.
Yeah.
He landed some big shots in terms of, there was a hook that rocked Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah.
So how do you deal with someone with power, with that wide stance, and that's going to be throwing bombs coming your way?
It's kill or be killed, isn't it? I've got to tag him before he tags me. Do you know, because he's going to do it.
Middle of the ring?
He's going to do it. He's going to. Do you know, there's no point. It'll be like trying to delay the inevitable. I have to tag him before he tags me. That's what it is. I've got to go and kill him.
Are you going into the centre of the ring and battling it out?
Yes, I've got to go and kill him.
Do you think he's going to do the same thing? Meet in the middle?
Yeah, well, he's got no choice. But ultimately, if I let him walk me down around, bruv, if I get in that ring and I just walk around the ropes and let this man just try and offload shots, it's not going to work. It's going to be a long night. I'm going to go to kill.
What do you think is his best asset, and what do you think is his worst asset going into this fight?
His best asset is that he's a dog. He's got a never say die attitude, and when the chips are down, I know he's going to bite down his gum shield and keep fighting. His worst asset is that he's a dog. He's got a never say die attitude, and when the chips are down, he's going to knuckle down and keep fighting, and that's going to open up a lot of holes for me to exploit.
In terms of your best asset and your worst asset, I won't let you say your worst one, but what's your best asset going into this fight?
I don't know. I honestly, I don't know. From a boxing perspective, we'll see under the lights on Saturday. From what I know of myself, in that OJ fight, when I sensed that the fight was turning and I wasn't going to be able to outbox him, I did say, "Alright, cool, F it, I'm walking forwards. That's what we're going to have to do." When I fought against Anthony Taylor and I got knocked down, and it was obviously a hard fight, again, I'm like, "F it, we're just going to have to fight." Do you get what I'm saying? So. Again, if it's on
your way, you're gonna fight.
Do you get what I'm saying? So that's one thing I know about myself. Like, to stop me, you gotta shoot me or some shit. Like, do you know what I mean? So, yeah.
There's been many rumours of you changing camps and switching coaches. Can you tell me what switch you've made and where you've gone to now and the differences you've made, not only mentally but actually in the gym?
Yeah, so I was with Luke Groves, the boxing coach. Shout out to the boxing coach, LG. Shout out to South Oxley Boxing Club as well. That's my brother. Obviously, we went on this journey together and he started teaching me from the ground up. But Luke has built himself an amazing environment at the time, which was full of a lot of people that were white-collar fighters. And he was amazing at taking people from... If you've never thrown a punch before and you go to Luke, within 8 to 12 weeks, Luke will have you ready for a fight. He's absolutely brilliant at teaching that and the fundamentals. Created a really good environment as well of people that were on the same journey. But after having a couple of fights on here, it became apparent that I was no longer on that journey, because everyone else is training at professional gyms and sparring pros and getting that kind of experience on a day-to-day basis. I was still at home. That's how it felt with Luke. It was home to me. There's other influencers that are there fighting now, and everyone's kind of at the same stage. But obviously, because I got into the space a bit earlier, I was like, my fights are getting harder. I have to go and level up. I've got to do that. So it's all love, and whenever I get a chance to, I will still go back to the gym. I would still ask Luke for advice as well. I've got nothing but love and gratitude for him. But yeah, I just had to go and try and be out of my comfort zone.
You talk about levelling up. Am I wrong by saying it's at Shoot Fighters Gym?
Yes, I'm at Shoot.
Shoot. What are the differences in that gym? So we see, obviously, Idris Virgo, KSI, Arms Corleone, and so many other fights coming out from there, MVP. What's the difference in that gym, the most noticeable difference in that gym?
So going from a home family environment where we all know each other, we're all helping each other, and there's a lot of smiles, and it's very jovial. My first couple of months in Shoot, I probably only had about 2 conversations. Like, people are not there to make friends. You got people that have left their whole lives behind in Spain or in Russia or in wherever they've come from to come to England, to some of them to live in the gym and to work constantly, day in, day out, multiple times a day. Even my coach is one of those people as well, who uprooted himself to come to England, didn't even speak the language. He was here because he was like, I want to fight and this is the place I need to be to fight. So from a mindset and a mentality perspective, that was a complete change, and that was super, super powerful. Do you know what I mean?
You now?
You want me to knock you out for free? For free? I mean, I'm taking the KO of the night bonus, bro. So I'm going to be waiting for Saturday. Yeah. Honestly, I wouldn't say thank you. You come all the way from Canada to give me a bonus. I'm very, very grateful for it. And yeah, Much obliged, sir.
He's always got such a personality on him. Tristan Ham, always give him the best energy. Ashley Raksu, thank you so much for your time.
It's all good, sir.
Muchas gracias.
Hasta luego.
As I said earlier, what a fight that's going to be. For me, one of my fights of the night. You know it's going to be a scrap. You know it's going to be a fight. And I'm talking about scraps. I'm here with Stokey. How are we doing, sir?
It's good to finally be here, you know, first time, and everything's so cool that you got people fighting in the background. Press conferences and everything. Oh, it's so cool. No, it is really good.
So usually when I see you doing some crazy tweets on Twitter with some crazy football takes. Was it like being here now in person, face to face with your opponent?
It's so sick because especially from the fact that I didn't come from Misfits, but I've been doing Misfits events recently, and I was getting media passes and everything, and it's cool. But you know, being on the actual stage and fighting here is another level. It's such a cool sort of journey to go on. And you know, to be here now, finally fighting, is immense.
When did you receive your first offer from Misfits? Because I heard some things that people didn't want to fight you.
Well, I mean, the Korn Umber fight. You remember that one? I was meant to fight Korn. Keane was going to get me on that, and it never happened in the end.
Why is that?
I was 17 at the time, so I couldn't even fight.
The commission wouldn't let you?
Wouldn't let me because I was 17. So I mean, 2-3 months ago now, I turned 18, and when Mams phoned me and was like, you know, Lewis wants to fight you, I was jumping at the opportunity because you know I've wanted to do this so long, and you know the opportunity was there, and I thought, you know, let's go for it. You know, why not?
Let's switch gears slightly and look at Lewis Bowden in the ring. What are you assessing of his boxing ability right now?
I mean, funny enough, this is the first bit of footage I've actually seen of him. I haven't seen anything else. But the one thing I noticed was that he was taller than me. But I thought he was a lot taller than he actually was. And then I saw him in person for the first time today, and he's you know, it's a little height difference, but we've worked on that. We knew that. In
have
the
you
first
worked
place.
on it?
Yeah.
How have you worked on it? How are you going to get around that?
So I mean, I'm fighting on the inside in it because obviously I've got to fight on the inside. He's fighting on the outside. He's the taller opponent, but we kind of went in it thinking he was a lot taller than he was. But the height difference is not that insane. I mean, I'm excited for the fight really, and you know, seeing the height difference not being that big of a difference, it was really good to me.
Are you surprised by his ability here?
I mean, it's bog standard. It's someone that has had 3 weeks to train. That's all we were given. We found out about a month ago, and we've had 3-4 weeks. So I'm not going to stand here and like slate him for his boxing, because at the end of the day, he's had maybe a little bit longer than me, but 3-4 weeks of training. You're not gonna be the next Mike Tyson.
I'm expecting you to be Canelo in there. You're telling me not Mike Tyson. I'm expecting you to get into that ring and be Mike Tyson.
It's a journey. I want this to be a good stepping stone, a really good first fight, and put out a decent performance to come into it for a second, third, fourth, maybe potential fight. But yeah, I don't blame him for looking like that, because you know I might look the same, but I have faith in myself, faith in my fitness as well, to take me over the line.
You say looking like that. What do you mean by that?
Well, I mean, it's not. Obviously, you see it's a pro card, so you see the pros, and you go from the pros to me and Lewis, and you know, it is what it is. We have.
You'll probably blend in with the pro tournament. Some people may be mistaken and go, "You guys are the pro fighters. You're the main event."
100%. I mean, like, it's not. I'm not saying it's the people's card. It's the people's fight, but it sort of is. You know, everyone else has had. Well, I don't know if everyone else has had a fight before, but a lot of them have had fights before. It's the pro tournament, and then me and Lewis coming in here, two sort of football influencers that don't have a clue what they're doing, but 3 weeks ago sort of found a challenge and have worked every single day relentlessly to get to a point where we can be respected in the ring, hopefully.
So you're from the football world.
Yeah.
Why are you doing boxing? What prompted you to do this journey?
I don't know. I think Lewis said it perfectly about a few days ago. He said, just say yes to anything. And I was offered the opportunity, and I kind of feel like, you know, I go with the motto, say yes to anything. And when Mam's offered me a boxing fight, it's not what I've done before. It's nothing to do with what I've done before. But I've loved Misfits from the start, and you know, the idea of going from that journey of being there as a fan to then being there to do media to then fighting on the card is a journey that I wanted to be on, and I was so happy to do it. You know, at my age as well, it's really cool.
Absolutely. Now we're just watching him in there. I'm telling you something. From what I'm seeing, it's a better ability than I was personally expecting.
Yeah, I'm glad.
He's a very tall fighter. He's utilising his range very well, and it looks like he picked up the basics.
Yeah. And I mean, that's what you do. You only have 3-4 weeks to train. So the sort of main goal is to learn the basics. You're not going here to do loads of combos and everything like many of the others have done. You just learn the basics and you do the basics right. And if you can do the basics right, you're going somewhere.
Let's talk about it. If you win this fight,
Yeah.
let's set the scenario. In that ring, you win the fight, your arm gets raised.
Yeah.
Where do you go from here?
I mean, I have an opponent in mind. I want to reveal after the fight. Hopefully,
Is it
God
Bevo
willing.
as well? Because everyone seems to be
No,
calling
it's not
out Bevo
it's not
right now,
It's
and
not
I've had
Bevo.
enough. I want a
It's
new
not.
name.
It's not, but it's someone in the football space, and God willing, it goes well. And after the fight, I can call him out, and as I said, go on that journey of winning a fight and keep on going and making my name sort of up in there in the scene, you know.
Well, let's talk about the football space. Danny Aaron versus Danny Simpson.
Yeah,
What a fight that was. It was a draw.
Yeah, 100%.
Some people were quite surprised with Danny Simpson's ability.
Oh, 100%. I mean, at the end of the day, though, I know Danny had a lot more time. Danny Aaron had a lot more time, but Danny Simpson is a professional footballer. He's got natural athletic fitness. He's going to be fit. And I thought Danny Aaron did a really good job to keep up with that. You know, he kept it going through the was it 4 rounds they had? Yeah, and he did a really good job. So, I mean, fair play to him. And the whole idea of professional footballers coming into Misfits boxing is insane, by the way. It's brilliant. It's so good for the space.
If you could face any footballer, obviously rumours of Wayne Rooney, rumours of Rashford now. If you could face any, who would it be? Call him out now. Let him know.
Wayne Rooney, I know you're 40 years old or whatever it is now.
He's in great shape right now.
He's in great shape. The manager of Plymouth Argyle, but trust me, leave your job and take a fight against me after Lewis Bowden, and I will train my socks off.
Thank you so much, Stokey. I appreciate your time. I look forward to seeing your fight.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now, what a fight that's going to be. A fight for the people, as he says. This is going to be a scrap, taking things back to the way YouTube boxing used to be. And now, Lewis Bowden, it's good to see you again.
Hello, I can see myself.
Yeah, you can see yourself looking sharp.
Just fuming, right? My glasses broke yesterday. So I can't.
How did that happen?
I can't see. Sorry, I don't mean to swear. I can't see. Where are you?
I'm just like blur right now.
It's so annoying. I'm here. I'm not going to be able to take in the crowd because I can't see him.
How are you going to be fighting then?
I can see like this. Don't worry. Do you want to go right now? How are you feeling?
I'm doing very well. I saw you in there. I said something. You surprised me. Of course, it's not the pro level.
Yeah.
But sharp, quick. How's this camp been for you?
I mean, it's down to Bill and all the team at KO, really. I mean, you come into a mess. And it's about moulding that piece of poo into something that looks like an actual boxer.
He calls himself a piece of poo.
I am rubbish. I'm not here to pretend I'm good, but Bill is an unbelievable coach. The team at KO is unbelievable. Wherever training, they've worked me very hard. It's a very legit gym, and I feel like I've not got everything. There's mistakes. I'll look at it and I'll see mistakes now, but there's things there which I wanted to show, like technical attributes which are good.
What's been the toughest test in this camp for you going into it?
It's just managing the workload. I've mentioned it, I don't want to keep going about it. Ooh, I work a real job, no one cares. But it is managing the workload a bit. And for your first time going into a camp, there's a lot of things that you can't prepare for, really. So there's a lot of things that you can't prepare for that have been surprises, but we took them along the way. And I feel like in good condition now. I'm ready to go. I wish I could have stayed in there, if I'm honest.
Now let's have a look at Stokey in the ring. What are you making of it? He's very front-footed. A lot of weight is on that front foot, and his head is right there. What do you make of it?
I don't believe anything that Stokey does. I'll believe it on fight night. I've said it all along. I've not been training for this or any idea. I've been training.
Do you think this is all a gimmick then?
It could be. It doesn't matter to me. I'm not looking into it either way. It could be a gimmick. It could be real. It doesn't really matter. What matters is, am I going to go and show some skills? And I am, baby. But no. The thing is, you can look at pads, and everyone can look good in pads. I can look good in pads and be rubbish. He's worked hard. I know he's fit. He's a young lad. He's got all the time in the world to train, so I'm taking it serious, man.
Stokey said when he saw you face to face, you weren't as tall as he expected. Do you think he's underestimating you?
Not gonna lie, the whole time I thought he was taller than me. In camp, they were like, "How tall's this guy?" I think he's like here. But
so when you saw him in person, were you like?
I was sort of surprised that he was smaller than me. I've seen him in person before, and I remembered him being small. But it doesn't matter at this level, right? At this level, it doesn't matter. We can talk about it. We're going to go in and have a scrap, and it's going to be who's the fittest and who gets the luckiest.
Talk to me about Newcastle, obviously your hometown. Talk to me about the place.
Go on, Stokey, throw some bucks. Honestly, this is a fantastic place. Look at where we are now. It's absolutely beautiful.
It's like we're in Harry Potter.
The city is beautiful, man. There's such nice people. I live in London for my job, and I just miss up north so much. I went to buy a bottle of water and the poor lass behind the counter couldn't figure it out. I was like, don't worry, love. And we had another back and forth. In London, they throw me out the shop for trying to smile at them. So it's a fantastic place. I love that Misfits have came back here, and I'm very thankful that they've got me on the card.
Talk to me about the people you're bringing with you on Fight Night. I know we mentioned it the other day on Misfits News, but talk to me about them.
Yeah, man, we've got the whole squad rocking up. We got the backside crew minus Theo because he's doing an Iron Man. No one's impressed that you're doing a second hit. Nah, it's very hard. Well done. So Reeve and Tom's going to be there. On top of that, we've got Chip, Cal, probably see the whole Feather Studios. If you watch the vlogs, they're all them coming down. There's a big squad, man. It's quite heartwarming that they actually care.
Well, Cal, but a lot of people have been comparing you to Cal Freeze, so I'm going to bring up his name.
Yeah.
I've seen him do a bit of boxing. I've seen him put on the gloves. Can we expect him to make that transition into Misfits boxing?
Yes, for a tremendous amount of money. That's what I say.
That seems to be the answer to all of them.
Cal likes the challenge. He's doing some marathons at the moment. Who knows? He is a very ambitious man, but also. Does he need to do this? Does he need to go through all the slugs and get punched in the face?
I think so.
I think so. Cal, who you fighting, son? Well, Stokey was calling him out afterwards.
Was it calling him out?
Yeah, Stokey needs to humble himself. You're not on that level, son. You're barely on my level.
Now, watching Stokey there...
Let me see him in person. Let me have a little turn on.
I want your assessment. Talk me through it.
Well, I don't want to give away hints, but it's Coach Vuitton saying that the elbows are out a bit. And, see, I don't know whether to believe any of this. The back foot's lifting a lot. Maybe this is him, maybe it's not. I'm not boxing pro, so I can just repeat things at anything. His coaches will be telling what to do, but he's going to come in fit and strong. This guy, he has like 10 kilogram on me, man. That's legit.
How's this fight made then with 10 kilo difference?
We just bit the bullet, man. There's 4 weeks' notice. I have to come up, but the problem is when you're trying to come up that short notice, and I'm doing this much cardio,
it's near to
hard, man. It's hard, but I'll have a big meal. It's good. We're going to have a proper scrap, and that's what you can expect. This is going to be a classic Misfits. This is like old school Misfits. We have the new school with actual talented boxers, which is great. Let's just throw it back for this one fight and throw some hands and see what happens.
Now, I mentioned to Stokey, obviously we've seen footballers now cross over to boxing.
Yeah.
Who would you like to see, footballer-wise, come into boxing?
Andy Carroll.
Andy Carroll!
Andy Carroll, I thought about this. Andy Carroll would be unbelievable. And do you know what? This guy's game. He's had a few... You've seen some videos online that he's had a few fights in the street. He's a hard lad from Newcastle. He'd clear out the division, man. He'd be such a good addition.
Who would you match him up against?
Anyone, any of the heavyweights, man. Who wants it? I think he's a behemoth, man. This guy's a unit. Get him on Newcastle.
I don't even know if he's a heavyweight. He's so skinny. I don't know if he makes it to heavyweight.
Yeah,
he might
I don't
be the
know.
tallest cruiserweight there is.
Headline him in Newcastle. I swear, Mams is going to listen to this. Mams, I swear to God, he's not going to listen to this. He doesn't care. Someone show this to Mams. Andy Carroll will be your biggest ever Misfit star, and plus he has a ponytail and he played for Newcastle, so I love him.
Thank you so much for your
Thank you
time.
very much.
I
Thank you.
appreciate it, and I'll see you soon.
Out. Thank you.
I cannot wait for this fight. This is, as we say, taking it back to what crossover boxing was. Is it going to be the most technical? Absolutely not. Do not expect the most technical fight, but expect a scrap. Expect two people that want to give it their all to prove their place on Misfits Boxing. Now, joining me now will be Crystal Pittman. How are we doing today?
Hello, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing very well. You're new face to Misfits Boxing, so talk me through a little bit about your background. Talk me through why you're in this position now.
Oh man, I guess just because I'm a pretty badass bare knuckle fighter.
That's one way to describe you. When I've seen your fights on record and tape, I'm like, oh my God, you're going to be bringing it.
Yeah, we're so used to, bone on bone, and I got the opportunity to do this, which I'm so grateful for. I'm so excited to be here, so I'm all, hell yeah, let's do it.
I saw a video of you actually mocking Julie Pocker with her sparring footage with Piera. What do you make of it?
Oh, it's just light banter. I have always so much respect for my opponents, for the UFC champ, obviously, too, and I was like, it's the influencer boxing. I'm sure they want some fun. Let's just have some fun. And me and Julie have both been very quiet, so. Yeah, we were just like, let's just go in there and have some fun. It was no disrespect whatsoever.
Well, Julie Pocker's now in the ring, and she is an undefeated champion here at Misfits Boxing. What do you make of her ability?
Yeah, I think she's #1 in Misfits Boxing for a reason, and I think it's going to be really fun. I think we both are going to get in there. I think she's going to do her best, and I'm going to do mine, and yeah.
A lot of people are writing you out of this fight because of what we've seen through Julie Pocker. But why should people bet on you? Why should people be putting their chips onto your fight?
Oh, well, well, I am #1 in my division, but I'm a boxer. I'm not coming in from MMA. I'm not coming in, a jiu-jitsu fighter. You know what I mean? My background is boxing. I'm used to these kind of opponents, and I'm used to getting bloody. I'm used to I'm used to going all the way and not stopping, and I'm going to do whatever I can to. So for me, I don't care about power. I don't care about speed. I care about what I'm going to do, and I'm a girl to bet on, you know.
With Julie Pock in the ring right now, what are you making of what you're seeing?
What do I see?
What's your assessment?
Well, let's see. She's moving around right now, so
hands down, confident.
Hands down, confident. Yeah, I want her to be. That's the Philly show we were mocking her. Yeah, no, it's just I mean, I really don't have much to say.
How do you approach a fight like this? Someone that is unconventional, someone that is southpaw, and that is powerful as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm used to fighting guys, well, sparring the guys in my gym that are really big. They're really big, and he's a southpaw. Well, my coach, everyone's pretty much southpaw, so I'm used to southpaw, and southpaw don't matter to me. Like, it don't matter if you're orthodox southpaw. It don't matter.
If you win this fight, where do you go from here? What do you want to achieve on Misfits Boxing? Who do you want next?
Oh, yeah. So, you know, as far as if we're sticking with the girls that she's fought before in that division, yeah, she's been with, like, you know, I'll go Barbie, I'll go, who else did she do? She did ELLE. I'd love to do a match with ELLE. I know there's a weight difference, so I'd probably have to come down, which is fine. But, yeah, I'm totally, if when we take this belt home, I'm ready to, you know, defend it with anybody.
Let's talk about ELLE, Brooke, the main event of the evening.
Yeah.
What do you make of her fight? She's going against a bare knuckle fighter as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know, ELLE's been looking real good throughout all of her fights with Misfits. I haven't seen Jenny Savage. Jenny Savage did bare knuckle as well, but I haven't seen her recent stuff. I've seen what she's done in bare knuckle, and I know she's lost her last couple. But I always gotta stick with the bare knuckle girls, you know. But ELLE looks great. She does. She's looked great through. And I'm sure Jenny Savage looks just as great, too.
If ELLE Brooke wins, who would you line her up against? Apart from yourself, where do you plan her career?
With her next opponent? Oh, man. Let's see. Well...
Is there anyone in bare knuckle that you think, this could be a tough fight? Or would you put her in bare knuckle, potentially?
Oh, yeah. ELLE should come over to bare I would love to see the boxer girls come over to bare knuckle. That'd be awesome.
I spoke to Jenny Savage earlier about the difference between boxing and bare knuckle. Could you talk me through a little bit about that difference without having any gloves on?
Yeah, I mean, we go in there, it's bone on bone, you know? So we're used to having to go in there and get cuts, get our vision gone. You know what I mean? Just everything. We're used to facing everything. When it comes to bare knuckle, it's definitely another crazy. It's just all crazy, but it's awesome.
Well, now when you put on the gloves, what's the biggest difference you've seen with the gloves on? Can you still inflict the same amount of power?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, having gloves gives you a little more padding, like more space to cover, you know? We have to be very precise in bare knuckle because we don't have anything on, so we have to make sure our precision is there or we're going to completely miss our opponent. With gloves on, we can block more, we can do a lot more things. I can trap, there's just so many things we can do also with gloves that is a little different from bare knuckle.
How would Julie Pocker get on in bare knuckle?
I think she would do. I think she should try it out too. That'd be actually exciting for her to see how she does in bare knuckle.
Now you're only a few days away. She's just finished her open workout. What's your message to Julie Pocker going into this fight?
My message? Watch out, girl, cause I'm just kidding. Here I come. No, you know, I'm just ready to get in there. We're gonna have a great time. It's gonna be fun, and you know, I want her to give me her best, and I'm gonna give her my best. So it's gonna be fucking awesome.
Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Julie Pocker doing what she does best, entertaining. And again, I keep saying what a fight it's going to be because this card is absolutely stacked. And you can only watch it there on DAZN subscription. Free card. I don't know how they made this free, to be honest with you. This is better than some of the pay-per-views we've had. So I cannot wait to see how it all unfolds. Again, I say, this Pro State tournament. This is the one to watch out for. These guys are going head-to-head. I'm going to be fighting for a cash prize at the end of the night. I cannot wait to see how it all unfolds. Underdog stories. We really have it all on this card. Now, I'm looking at the atmosphere here right now. I'm looking at Julie Pocker. She looks absolutely ready. And I believe she's going to come over here now for an interview. Hopefully she can speak English this time. Julie.
Oh my God, seriously?
Yes, an interview.
One moment.
One
please.
second. We're going to give her a second to breathe.
Oh my God. I love everything. Oh my God.
Checking it out. The abs look good. They look like cheese graters. Here you go.
One moment.
As I say, Julie Poco is always entertaining to have. How you doing, sir, as well?
Yeah, because I still study English, but Lucas helped me. Oh my God.
I'm here to help with what is needed.
Yeah.
You're getting better though. It's sounding good.
Yeah,
You're working it. You're
try.
working it. So what do you make of your fight coming up against a bare knuckle fighter?
O que você acha dessa luta agora com uma lutadora do boxe sem luva?
I can't wait to my fight on Saturday, and my opponent is strong, and I think this make me more happy, and you know, I am ready. Anyone? Fuck you.
Do you think this is your toughest challenge to date going up on Saturday night?
Você acha que a luta mais dura da sua carreira até agora?
No, in my point of view, BROOKE was my fight strong, you know. ELLE have one motivation better and more strong, you know. I think ELLE.
What makes ELLE such a formidable opponent, and how does she keep getting these wins?
Por que você acha que a ELLE foi uma adversária tão formidável e por que você acha que ela continua aí ganhando cada vez mais lutas duras?
Because ELLE had more fights comparing to me, you know. When I fought with ELLE, I have just one fight, you know, and now I'll have more experience, more techniques, you know. This is better. It's better too.
Well, let's look at what's happening in the ring right now. Very interesting technique, no gloves. What are you making of it?
A gente está vendo agora ela fazendo aquecimento aí, sem luva. O que você acha disso?
Bullshit.
Apologies for the language.
Yeah.
Do you not think it's normal for her to be doing that? Obviously, coming from bare knuckle.
I think that boxing, traditional box and boxing without gloves is completely different. Because gloves is different because you need, without gloves, you need health more your hands. Health não cuidar melhor das suas mãos.
Yeah, take care. You have to take care of your hands when fighting bare knuckle.
You're doing really well. You're doing fantastically well. Honestly, you're becoming a superstar. Now, let me talk you through it. If you win this fight, superstar, stardom, the sky is your limit. Where do you go from here?
Se você ganha essa luta, você é uma super estrela. O céu é o limite para você. Onde você vai depois daqui?
I think the sky is limit. You know, I want fight more. That's it.
I think
the sky is limit. Ai, que lindo! Wow.
The stardom you have is quite unprecedented, especially when you're doing work with some of the UFC champions. Piera, talk me through what that experience was like.
A gente vê o trabalho que você vem fazendo, né, nos seus camps. A gente viu nesse último camp seu, você treinando com campeões do UFC,
Yeah.
o Poitin. Como que foi isso para você?
Poitin, abração, beijo. I real. Como é que eu falo? Eu levo a sério.
Take it seriously.
I take it seriously too much. I love fights. I love fights. I love my life, and boxing now is my life. You know, so I take it seriously.
Take it seriously.
I take it seriously. Very seriously.
You can tell when you're having absolutely amazing performances. Now, the last thing I'm going to get you to do, give your final words to your opponent. Look her down the camera lens and let her know Your
Olha para
final
a
words.
câmera ali agora e dá a sua última mensagem para sua oponente.
I see you on the ring. Let's dance, baby.
Thank you so much, Julie Cocker.
Thank you. You like my English?
Doing amazingly well.
Oh my
Absolute
God!
improvement.
Thank you so much.
You're doing amazingly well.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much for your time. Thank you. Good to see you all. Now we have Idris Virgo in the ring, the pro tournament, state pro tournament, first of its kind. And I've got the underdog, the Rocky Balboa of the tournament, Fez Batista. How are we doing today?
I am good, thank you. How are you, brother?
I'm doing very well. You're looking flashy as always. Now we have Idris Virgo in the ring. What's your current thoughts of when you see Idris in that ring?
Look, Idris, there's no gimmicks with him. He's a big, strong lad. He's a proper professional, 14 fights, 14 wins. It's not going to be easy. I'm under no illusion, He's got hand speed, he's got power, he's got all that. There's been over a year, even KSI and Mums can't get him a fight because everybody's afraid of him. Everybody's intimidated by him. But, look, I'm not afraid or intimidated by anyone. I want this opportunity and, I think it's a tremendous opportunity. So I'm just grateful to be here and I'm going to give it my all and hopefully we can have a nice performance.
Why did you take this fight? A lot of people are saying you're the underdog, and rightfully so. Last time out, you didn't win against Ben Williams. Now you're going into a pro tournament. Why are you taking this fight?
Bill, listen, I don't have millions of followers or anything like that. I really, really want to make it in Misfits. In order for me to make it, I feel I have to do like something extraordinary, something ridiculous, something outrageous. So when Mums half gave me this offer, I snatched it and I didn't let him take it back because yes, it's difficult. He's the most feared man, but if I can upset the odds, if I can just catch him on the chin, if I can do something, I feel like this could be my Rocky moment, and I can get the respect of the Misfits universe, the Misfits fan base, because I don't feel I have that right now. I think people give me a hard time for losing to Ben. What they don't realize is obviously I was injured for the Ben fight, but I still had to take it because Mums could have given me a fight for a year. Even against Jarvis, he tried, so I had to take that fight. However, this one, it's a lot harder than the Ben fight, but I just think it's my chance to really win over the Misfits fans. So stepping in there with him and really giving it a good go.
Rocky Balboa, Fez Batista, two names that are going to become parallel if you can win this fight. Now, talk me through that call with Mams Taylor. When he called you up and said, Fez, I need you. Can you talk me through exactly what was talked about?
Look, I speak to Mums quite often. I'm really lucky. We have a good friendship going on. And he was like, look, Fez, I've got something, but it's probably not for you. I'm like, no, talk to me. At least let me hear it. Don't just, half say something. Like, come on, let me hear it. And he was like, pro tournament 175, and at the time I just recovered from my knee situation. It took me 5 months to get over my knee injury, so I was like, okay, cool. I was close to 170 anyway, so I said, 175, that's cool. And then he says, but Fez, it's Idris Virgo is one of the guys. I said, Idris Virgo, you know what, give me him first. Give me him, the one that everyone's scared of, 14-0 undefeated guy. Straight away I was like, you know what, Mums, I want it. And he's like, look, Fez, hold on, I need to make sure that you're safe. So, credit to Mums. Mums wasn't like, oh, yes, I've got him. It was more like, I don't know. And 2 days after the agreement was made, he tried to talk me out of it. He's like, Fez, look, I really don't know. He says, I feel really strange about it. People are saying it's lamb to the slaughter, stuff like that. I said, look, please give me this opportunity, Mums. I want this. I've been waiting since, 2011, 2012 for these kind of situations. This is my chance to show the world that who I am, what's beating in my heart. I feel like sometimes in boxing, it's not so much about the size of you or the muscles or whatever. Sometimes it's your heart. I feel I have a big heart and I've got a lot more on the line, I feel, than him.
Why should people bet on you? Why should people think that you win this fight?
Heart. My heart, and I've been through a lot of things that many people probably would struggle with. So, I'm battling for all the people that ever got bullied, ever got pushed around, anything like that. We're too scared to go up against a bully. Well, this is our time to not only stand up to the bully, but to go and beat the bully. So I'm dedicating this fight to anybody that's ever been bullied. We're standing up Saturday night. We're going to him.
Idris Virgo is now in the ring, showing off his boxing skills. What are you making of what you're seeing right now?
He's not giving away too much. He's working about 30%. He's trying to chill out. It looks like, I feel like he's going to be cutting some weight as well. He's not trying to give much away. He's an experienced guy. He knows what he's doing. Yeah, he's messing around. He's not trying to show anything at all. I say he still does have that stupid habit of coming his hand down like that. He's not Roy Jones. I think he's a bit of a wannabe like that. So he's going to be, I feel like the right hand is going to be, Aaron Chalmers showed that you can actually attack him with right hands and land almost at will, really. So, Yeah, look. Yeah, he's doing some slip rolls. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to show you a better version of that when I do mine.
What
Yeah.
has Roy Jones advised you? Obviously, he's in your corner, so what's
Yes.
his advice going into this
Listen,
fight?
Roy Jones talks to me every day. He's the greatest boxer of all time. He knows exactly how to beat him. I know the game plan. I've been given the game plan. I know exactly what to do.
Idris is calling you out here. He's probably talking about the Marvel Cinematic Universe right now.
I see that. Hey, do it on fight night. Time for talking is done. I ain't backing down. I'm not backing down. I'm here. I'm not backing down. I'm right here. You didn't think I was going to turn up? You didn't think I was going to turn up? I'm right here. 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 You better believe I will. You better believe I will. Hey, pressure's on you. You better knock me out. The pressure's on you. I'm a little guy. You better. And you better do it early. You better do it early, you stiff idiot. You're a stiff bodybuilder. Fuck off. You shit.
Apologies about the language.
Man, fuck you. Pardon. Sorry.
Do you think he's underestimating you?
I think he is. He's just taking the. I knew for a start he didn't think I was going to turn up. I've turned up. Here I am. You know, everybody thought, oh, he's too big. He's whatever. I'm right here. I remember 4 years in Las Vegas, 2 years in Pensacola, amongst legends. Not Birmingham underground. God knows where he's been boxing. Journeyman. So I've been around greats. Game plan from Roy Jones Jr. One of the best ever. You know, member of the small council now. You know, I was my best friend. So the game plan is from him. I don't want to say too much about the game plan, but yeah, I've got a good one.
Before I let you go, I just want you to look down that camera and give your last words to Idris Virgo.
Hey Idris, I'm going to come for you. I'm going to surprise you. I've got a big surprise for you on fight night. Make sure you turn up.
First Batista, it's an absolute pleasure. I look forward to seeing you in the ring.
Was I not supposed to swear?
It's absolutely fine. Do not worry, Fez. It's all good. It's all good. What a gentleman he is. As we say, the Rocky Balboa of this tournament. But here we have the favourite of the tournament, wearing his Marvel t-shirt. Now talk me through. How is this affecting the Marvel Cinematic Universe when you go into this fight?
Because he's coming to my universe, so I've got to protect the universe and make sure I knock him out, and then make sure I'm not the guy.
He thought he'd just make a quick feature on the live stream.
We'll make sure I knock out the guy who wins against Chris and Ben.
You say about your universe, if you were to compare yourself to anyone in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, who would you be in this tournament?
Ooh, good question. There's two guys I'll probably say three. One, Iron Man.
Iron Man?
Yeah, Iron Man. Two, Captain America. And then three, Black Panther.
Why those characters? Talk me through.
Oh no, because they're all... I see them all low, intelligent, got a good game plan, know what they're doing, and all feisty and wit, you know what I mean? Just like, I could see them all in me, man.
Let's transport back to this universe and look at Fez Batista in the ring. What do you make of him? Do you think he is the underdog going into this? And do you think he has any chance in this fight?
I do believe he's underdog, 100%, you know what I mean? He's coming to my weight class and he's coming to like my universe of stepping up in the weight. But at the same time, he's a madman, you know what I mean? So I've got to respect that in the sense of like, what does he know or what can he do, why he believes he's got a chance in this tournament, because you're not going to sign a contract that you don't believe you're going to win. So look at him now with the shadow boxing. He doesn't want to give too much away, leaving his hands down quite low, easy for the left hook there. And they call me the body breaker, so I will be aiming for his body and put him away and let him spit out his food or his breakfast, his dinner, his lunch, all at once.
When Mams called you to say you're fighting Fez Batista, what was your initial reaction to that?
I was like, really? Like,
why you say that?
Because as I said, remember he fought Ben Williams, he's coming up to my weight class. Like, what's really going on? How good is Fez? Like, against Ben, he done well, but how good is Fez? It was a bit like, a bit weird. It was a weird question. I was like, okay.
Were you hesitant to take the fight?
I wasn't hesitant because I was waiting for a whole year to fight. You know what I mean? I would have fought freaking Jake Paul. I would have fought freaking Mike Tyson. I would have fought freaking Drago. He's freaking security geezer. I don't care. He would have man's fought me. I would have took any fight at that time. But props for him taking a fight. But yeah, man.
Talk me through that time, obviously, that you hadn't been fighting. Last time out, you were in Newcastle against Aaron Chalmers.
Yes.
What have you been doing in this in-between time, apart from the amazing tweets you've been doing?
To be honest with you, I was stuck in that Newcastle universe. It was like...
You were stuck here?
I was stuck here.
You couldn't transform?
I couldn't transform, but then now I'm back into my original universe. Now I'm here to come out of the universe to break out. So win this pro tournament, and then from there, I'll be active.
Talk to me about this Stake Pro tournament.
Yes, the State Pro, yeah.
Talk me through it.
Okay, State Pro tournament is epic. It was meant to be an 8-man tournament. Now it's a 4-man tournament. 2 fights in one night. Even better for me. More numbers on my record. The other hard bracket of the tournament is going to be quite tricky because it's either going to be Ben, who's a southpaw, or it's going to be Chris, who's an orthodox. It's more tricky for Chris because he's fighting someone who's a southpaw. So if he beats Ben, he's got to switch now to fight someone who's an orthodox, myself. And is he going to cope? You will never know.
How are you going to cope? If you win this fight, you go into the finals, which
win.
is on the same night. How do you cope with the levels of anxiety, the full pressure that you have to win that tournament prize money?
It's normal. When it was on Love Island, it was exactly the same thing. When there's a competition, I always perform. You know what I mean? When I always fight, when my pro fights, when I fought Misfits and Chalmers, I was always like to my coach, can I go back out? I'm buzzing, can I go back out? No, I was in one fight one night. Now I've got a treat when I can actually go back out and fight twice in one night.
Absolutely. Now, I believe you're still at the Street Fighters gym. Am I wrong by saying that? What do you make of KSI? Obviously, he wasn't able to fight last time out. When can we see him back potentially, make a return?
I don't know, and I can't spill too much, but I know he's training and he's training hard. But as we're on the talk about the Street Fighter gym, not to forget about Ashley Raksu.
Ashley Raksu, the name I was about to bring up.
Ashley Raksu, like, he has come on a long way. Trust me, I've been sparring him, and from the first spar to the end spar, a big transformation.
What transformation have you seen?
A massive, massive transformation.
In what way?
Not the same guy who fought 18, not the same guy who fought even King Kenny. He has totally changed, and he's going to shock people on Saturday night.
In what way has he changed? You say he's not the same person he's fought King Kenny and his last fight against OJ Rose. What changes has he made going into this fight?
1 is more vicious, and 2 is more technical and more kind of, say, intelligent and what to do in the ring, when to attack and when to do.
What's going on here?
Yo, what's going on here? He's taking the piss out of Marvel, man. Nah.
You can't be having that. Let him know.
Nah. Yo, Scurry, sort this out. Nah. This is taking the piss. Where's Lady Gaga? Why'd you bring out Lady Gaga? Bring out Lady Gaga. Fucking cunt. Oh, mind my language.
Apologies for my language. Oh, it looks like it's his pad man, Deadpool. What do you make of what's going on in the ring?
I think I got into Vez's head. You know what I mean? He's playing to my tune. I'm a big Marvel fan, and now he's got Deadpool in the ring. Come on, I can't ask for more than that.
What do you make of his back and forth that he's been going with you? You guys have been going back and forth a lot. What do you make of that going?
The thing is, I'm surprised in the sense of, okay.
He's upping the speed. He's looking sharp there.
You will see. It's pads that don't hit back. It's pads that don't hit back. The pads. I'll get Wolverine.
Let's watch what's going on right here. What are you seeing?
He got a bit of speed, but then again, that was only for 30 seconds, so...
He's going to be very quick because he is lighter. How are you going to deal with that?
Yeah, but how long can he go at that speed for?
How long do you think he's going to be able to go?
That was only 15 to 30 seconds. So that tells me now, let him have that 30 seconds out there blowing himself, and I'll take him out. You know what I mean? 30 seconds? Yeah, we'll see. And I'll come for you after.
Deadpool in his corner. Maybe he stands a bit of a chance now.
I'll get Wolverine. All right, man. Wolverine, where you at?
If you were to win this pro tournament.
When I win the pro tournament. No,
Who is next?
Who is next? I've got loads of people on my hit list. I wouldn't mind fighting Tommy Fury. I wouldn't mind fighting. Actually, scratch that. One person I want to fight who I know would be in the crowd is Nick Diaz.
Nick Diaz?
Nick Diaz is going to be there.
Or Nate Diaz?
Are both of them going to be there?
Both of them might be there.
If both of them are there, I'm going to go for the whole squad. I'm going to fight Nick Diaz and Nate Diaz and take the whole of that Real Fight Boxing Club off the map. I want to fight those guys.
Now, the final thing I'm going to let you do is go into that cam and let Fez Batista know your final words.
Walk to the camera.
You can walk to it. Break that fourth wall.
Fez, listen. For no longer we're going to be calling you Fez Batista. We're not going to be calling you Sleeper Fez. You are a number to me now. You're number 17, and I'm going to knock you out on Saturday night. Guaranteed. You bum.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your time. I will see you on fight night. Thank you very much. Misfits X Series 18, you can only watch it live there on DAZN. What an event that's going to be. The Pro State Tournament going live. I'll see you there. Newcastle, all unfolding on Saturday night.
Last second prayer for Batista.